G'day, and welcome to the Stream of Chaos. My name is Dave, and I will be your keeper of arcane lore for this session of Call of Cthulhu. Today, we are concluding our playthrough of A Time to Harvest. This is our 28th session of the campaign, and today we're bringing it all to an end, one way or another. It's also pretty good timing because next week on June 20th, the hardcover copy of A Time to Harvest is releasing. It's under my notes, hang on. There we are. So if you're enjoying the campaign and you want to play it for yourself, if you want to just check out the secrets, included amongst that is a 6th chapter, which we are not going to be playing. If you just want to have a look at like all the art handouts, secrets, and etc., you'll be able to pick that up soon. So that's not next week, but early the following. Now, because we're so grateful to have you guys here, we are going to be doing a very secret, special, conniving, eat this paper once you've read it so no one else learns the code code for the viewers of the stream. So if you go to chaosium.com and if you grab a PDF copy of A Time to Harvest, when you get to the codey thing, if you type in Stream Harvest 20, that will give you 20% off the PDF. And because of how we structure these things, where if you get the hardcover, you get the PDF for free, and PDF reduces the cost of the hardcover if you get that first. If you've done that to the PDF, when you pick up the hardcover later, that will be reduced as well. It's all magic. I don't fully understand how it works, but it will. So again, that is Stream Harvest 20, all caps. None of that stuff matters. It's STREAMHARVEST 20. And that's the code.
What was that? What was that?
STREAMHARVEST 20. There we go.
Caps or lowercase?
All caps. I don't think it matters though. I think it's like whatever the word for not mattering is.
RESPECT.
That's the one.
I know what it means to me.
Yeah.
All right. We'll repeat it later, I presume.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I kind of nailed it in the first take, so I don't see any reason to. All right. Thank you, Jackson.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to
do that again.
You're gonna have to eat that or burn it, or just this message will self-destruct in.
Down the hatch, Jackson.
No, I got to do it again properly. It's not going to taste right. My handwriting's terrible.
All right. Thank you to Roll20 and to Sirenscape for being great tools which we use to improve our game. And without further ado, let us return to the scenario. So, the 4 of you, scattered investigators, are all inside Cobb's Corners, although you have made your own way there. It's late in this sort of perpetual night, and the storm that rages throughout the hills of Vermont ignores Cobb's Corners. You are in the eye of the storm, and although rain comes down in buckets around you, it does not break the ground here. Fires burn, and people move, shadows in the streets. The deeper you go, the more dangerous things become. Chaz and Katie have moved away from town, taking their abducted hostage with them towards the car which they've sequestered away in the woods so they can question them and try and learn more. Abraham and Tommy Baker are huddled inside Jim's grill, peeking out and watching the streets coming and going as Abraham stands in the back and sees a vision of things to come. I'm going to pass to Chaz Jackson first to introduce his character, and then we'll circle back to Abe and Tommy after. Jackson, if you would.
Oh, no, I never go first. Hey, but it's fine. I'm Jackson, and I am playing Chaz Dedrick, who is, in more ways than one, the man of the hour.
What are the ways?
What does that mean?
I was hoping that that would sound impressive enough on its own, and that was a mistake.
I mean, you got 12 hours to film, mate. Let's go.
Yes, Chaz Dedrick is the strapping young lad, soldier extraordinaire, adventurer, do-gooder, down and out superhero who's going to save the day.
Fantastic.
He's got his wet hair slicked back. He's got burns and tears on his army jacket. And he's got his best gal at his side.
Tremendous. He's got his
What
weapons
else do you
as
need?
well. And he's got
the weapons as well.
and a little bit of a buzz as you go into the final stage.
Just enough.
Fantastic. Oh, and you've also got the kid who seemed to be leading the small expedition of people who you were able to successfully clonk over the head, bandage, and take with you so that you can question them once you arrive. Fantastic. Speaking of best gals at sides, James, can you please introduce Katie?
Absolutely. I am playing Katie Wilkes, the once bookworm with a slight criminal streak who has, across the duration of this campaign, become an honest-to-God action hero, defying death several times, and who now strolls into Cobb's corners, wet hair plastered around her head, with a great guy at her side.
Fantastic. You've also very recently seen the deaths of a number of people that you might not necessarily have called friends in Cobb's Corners, but they weren't enemies, not in the way that so many others are. Is that weighing on you? Are you looking back, or is this no time?
I think it absolutely will weigh on Katie, and they are dangerous and dark events, particularly when she had to abandon somebody to fall to their death into fire. But there is no time to worry about that right now. What we have to do is get this situation resolved as quickly as possible. So that's all for therapy down the road.
Fantastic. All right. So as the two of you head away towards the outskirts of town, not too far from it, inside, we're going to meet Abraham, who will be played by Art.
Hello, I'm Art, and I'm playing Abe. That's pretty much all I got. I'm Abe, I have a shotgun, and I want these damn kids off my lawn. Or in this case, out of my town, because fuck them. Abe is, for anyone who joined us 2 sessions ago, we created Abe as a 69-year-old geriatric
Nice.
who is who cooks good. And because of quick setup rules, he's also not a terrible accountant.
Oh, hey, that might come up.
I have some very odd skills thanks to being a member of the clergy. Oh yeah, also Abraham is a member of the clergy, whatever that means in this godforsaken town. I think for him, he's like, look, for hundreds of years, this town has occasionally sacrificed young people for the betterment of the rest of the town. We don't need any of this newfangled, genocide stuff. Once every now and again was good enough in my day, and it should be good enough for the children of today.
It's greed is what it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's just unnecessary. So, back in my day, I think that's Abe's whole deal.
Perfect.
And we'll kind of discover him as we go along, because that's
definitely.
all of them.
One thing of
Kids
note
these
is
days
that
and their sacrifices. Sorry.
damn ruffians. So one thing of note about Abe is he's been here in Vermont for quite some time. He's seen the changing seasons. He's been able to see the slow direction that the town was heading that others might not notice as they're too busy by the work. And one of his abilities is the a sort of a pseudo magic, an ability to divine portents, either through the entrails of animals or reading cards or things. And you mentioned that this was more tied to cooking, and this wasn't intentional, but I have placed you in a grill, as I'd forgotten. Now I'm going to begin you having a vision when we pick up play. What is your magic? What do we see? Where are you placed?
I think I am in the kitchen. I have a massive, one of those big steel or cast iron pots. It's on the stove, which has been turned up. It's got fire underneath it, orangey blue. And Abe is just muttering to himself as he dices onions and ditches them in. There's this kind of steam rising from it. He gets some of the, probably they would have had meat and stuff in fridges or whatever. He's dicing those up and ditching them in, just muttering to himself. He just sounds like a cranky old man. But he's making soup.
Okay. All right.
At some point, he does throw a rock in it.
Yeah. All right.
Pulls the stone out of his pocket, polishes it a bit, and ditches it in.
Drops it in. Okay, fantastic. So as Abe dominates the kitchen, just outside, returning from a search of the area, we're going to meet Alex, who's playing Tommy.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I am playing, Tommy Baker, and today's my birthday. I'm 16 years old, and this is quite frankly, not how I was gonna spend my birthday. I was supposed to be special, and I am special. I was also gonna be sacrificed, and I decided maybe I didn't want to do that. So I'm here to stop him now, because why do they get to tell me how to live my life? And Abe says that we don't need to keep sacrificing kids. We can just do it like normal people once in a while. Little Tommy Baker is, again, a stream-created character. We saw how that one was going to go as soon as Art's age was selected at the upper limits.
Yeah.
We kind of knew how that one was going to go, and is a zealot, so has a lot of feelings about everything that's going on and his place in it. He's kind of a scrawny, wiry 16-year-old kid, not particularly strong, but it's pretty charming, and everybody seems to like him because he's basically been raised to think he's the shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, so Tommy was raised inside of this cult that he now opposes. You've heard the term white calf being thrown around in reference to you, and just as you come back inside from scouring the town, you saw another couple of people moving around saying that they were searching again for the white calf. It seems that they might know that you're in the region. They haven't completely given up on their initial plan, which involved you and a lot less of your blood being inside.
Yeah, I thought a white calf was like a good thing. Abe let me know apparently that's not the case.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Take
All
out
right,
the
perfect.
entrails and then it's like slice your throat, and then it's all just kind of disgusting, and I don't understand these kids these days.
I'd like to keep my blood in my body if that's okay with everybody.
It's probably for the best. All right, perfect. So we will park Abe and Tommy in their inside Jim's Grill, where they are just returning from their searching and beginning to look towards their next actions as we go across to Katie and Chaz. Now, where we left you last time, you had just grabbed this kid who was giving directions as Katie was trying to save Dr. Perry, who was up inside the burning pyre of his office and surgery. Unfortunately, Perry was not able to be saved, and though Katie escaped, she has a couple like visible burns and things. Chaz was able to circle around, clock this kid and tackle them into a bush and then drag them away, the two of you traveling outside of town a little bit back towards your car stashed inside the woods. Out here, it's completely dark. None of the fires really reach, and though occasionally you can see beams from lights traveling along distant highways as people scatter around, going to the farms, grabbing people and bringing them back towards the center of town. Here, it's dark and it's quiet. There's a patter of rain as you're just outside the eye of the storm, but your car is hidden and you shouldn't be found here easily, at least. Pass it back across to the two of you.
But beforehand, a perfectly and brilliantly written promo code for this Time to Harvest PDF. Anyway, I think we bundle this kid, to the back of the car and start shouting something along the lines of, "What's your plan and how do we stop it?" I mean, that's all that we really can do, right?
Yeah. Let's just get him to start talking, and if he does, if she, they.
She looks like she's about 14. She's got very patchy hair, as if she's recently cut it back with just like garden shears or something herself. She's dressed in an oversized work shirt, possibly her father's or something, and although the bulk of it is white, the ends are stained with blood and muck beginning to cake into grime. You can see a number of cuts across it. Her nails are broken and jagged, and as soon as she'd been trying to bite Chaz's hands, as soon as you let it out, she spits as aggressively as she can towards your face and will make a lunge towards one of your fingers. You're sort of able to get away quickly, and she starts going, "You fuck. We're going to get all of you. It's just a matter of time. And let me...
Well, get all of us. What's that thing up there, that thing in the sky? Tell us about it. What exactly are you doing here?"
That's Mother, and she's... our calls and she's getting closer. It's just a matter of time. We're getting closer and closer, and there's nothing you can do anymore. So why not just roll over? Why not be on the right side of this and come into her embrace with us? You could join her with us. It'll be fine. It'll be good. You'll be whole again.
You called her down. What's it? And it's just time now. It's just you don't need a. Why are you looking for a white calf then? Well, it sounds like you're still.
It's all been handled. Amanda's bringing her down closer and closer with every spilt drop. Mum comes home. It's only a matter of time. There's only so many people in this little town, and they'll all be saved. They'll all be with her soon.
You know what? Maybe.
What after that? Does she
After
just
that-
go away? Leave the rest of the planet alone, or is that not in the cards?
After that, it's done. We're made whole. We get to become something greater. We go beyond to be with her, and we.
All right, so you
see
have no idea what
salvation.
happens. You have no
Peace,
idea
and it
what
all
happens.
is at an end.
You have no idea what happens to us, to the rest of the planet after that. So that's fine.
To you,
Yeah.
you're here. You're coming with us. You're all coming with us.
What, the whole planet? Just the state? Just the country? You don't know anything. You're just a kid. I'm arguing with the kid over here. I don't know what.
Haven't you?
Listen,
haven't you felt this? The quiet inside of you, that questioning, that absence, that there's something that isn't there. We weren't meant to live like this. John says we can be something better, and we're gonna be something better.
With respect, that weird feeling is puberty, and it does go away. Now listen. Amanda, you know, look, maybe we'll change our minds if we can seal this for ourselves. Why don't you tell us exactly where Amanda is?
No, you're gonna try and, you don't understand, you're gonna try and stop this. I saw you sneaking around. I saw you trying to stop what we did to Dr. Perry. I see you trying to interrupt our plans and put this to an end. No, I'm not going to tell you anything. You can sit here with me and we'll watch the end of the world together.
So it's not just a matter of time. Because there's a way we can stop this if you're not telling us, right?
You're twisting my words. You're trying to change things. There's nothing you can do. This is over. It's done. Enough blood's been spilled. You can see her in the clouds. Mother's coming. Her children are already here, and they work for us. You're nothing. You're like all the other adults. You don't see the beauty in it. You just see some problem for you to smash.
Well, Chaz, the one thing she doesn't want to do is go and find Amanda. So let's put her in the boot and then go kill this Amanda. That'll probably work, right?
That sounds entirely reasonable. Thank you, Katie. And then I interrupt with a sudden burst of violence and pick up the kid and slam her into the boot.
Okay.
Because I've had enough.
As she goes to scream towards you, you grab it. You don't have a boot on this one. It's the utility vehicle, but you can jam her into the front. Or you could, where you had her previously tied was where the goat was shackled to the back of the truck. You can just gag her and leave her there. Otherwise, you can leave her in the front of the vehicle.
Very good. No, she can stay outside.
Okay. Shackled and tied towards it, you improvise a rough gag, and although she twists, you can hear like the clattering of chains every now and then and a muffled scream. She can't say anything more.
Okay, well, look, logic dictates that this Amanda seems to be calling Mother down. If we can get to Amanda, we can kill Amanda, we can stop this. Okay, so I mean,
There was a lot of yammering there. Do we know where Amanda is or not?
I mean, logic would say like below the big twisting vortex in the sky, right? That seems common sense. Center of the town, something like that.
I knew there was a reason we kept you around, Katie.
Yeah.
Think of stuff no one else would have, you know?
Okay. Well, thank you. And now for the reason we keep you around, let's go and beat the crap out of somebody. All right.
I love it.
Center of town. Keep quiet. Try and make it for the streets as best we can.
Okay. The two of you shoulder your weapons and turn to head deeper into the town. We're going to step away briefly now and go to Abe and little Tommy. The two of you are in, like, you are deeper into town than the others are. There's a couple of rows of buildings that will separate you from the outskirts, and from here you can get a pretty good vantage point on both the main street that goes, as well as a couple of key buildings around it. You can't quite make out the center of town, the town square, where the festival, the traditional harvest festival is going to be held, but that appears to be the vortex of all of this chaos and where people are moving from. You've seen massive shapes moving through the streets, and though you two have not experienced them yet, these are the dark young that you will begin to identify roaming around. They're massive, incredibly powerful, and just terrifying as they move, but there's not a ton of them, possibly only 2 or 3, as well as smaller, mutated looking people that are moving around them as well, just kind of patrolling this area and going into houses, scooping up anyone else who remains hidden and dragging them towards the center. You have not been able to get eyes on the center of town yet, as it's too closely patrolled, but you've begun to look around the outskirts and get a sense for everything. Tommy, you've just returned from scouting outside, taking a quick look and darting back inside, and as you run inside, close the door behind you, pull back down the blinds and things to make sure that no light spills out. You've got an improvised barricade jammed up underneath the door and a small pile of supplies, things like Abe's shotgun and your own weaponry. Towards the back in the kitchen, as you come through, you can smell like the scent of soup being cooked as Abe works up a frenzy, chopping and dicing, throwing it all in. It's this enclosed environment, and normally it should be vented, but the way that Abe's cooking, it's beginning to send like more smoke out of it. It's sweltering hot and it's beginning to rise through it. You can almost smell the fumes. I pass the two of you.
Oh, not again.
Can't get eyes in town, gonna put eyes in soup. I'm just kidding,
Abe, I saw something. Abe, I think I saw something. I think I saw them kids. I mean,
What?
older than me, but kids.
You saw?
I saw them. Like, at a distance. Further out in the outskirts. They're not here. Yeah, but I think I saw them. I was up on a roof, and I think I saw them.
Okay.
You're the ones we keep hearing about. The ones who are causing trouble. That really stinks.
Yeah, I know. That's the point. The point is that it stinks, and then it gets in your nostrils, and then it gets in your brain, and then...
I don't want it in my brain. I'm done with having shit in my brain.
Tommy, we've spoken about this. You didn't have things in your brain. They just put ideas in there. It's not the same as
That's what
visions.
I mean. I don't want them.
Well, we'll keep talking about it, and we'll get them all out eventually. But for now, we need to make sure that this goes back to normal. And it's only the occasional death, not all of them.
Anything in my brain.
Okay,
Nothing.
did you
empty
see what...
space. Wide open field.
Like an egg.
Like it. What?
Smooth like it. Never mind. So you said you saw the kids. The tall
so.
kind of, and the little
Bigger.
kind of...
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, they're real fucked up, Abe. They don't look good at all.
Oh, well, it's good I've got a pot of soup on. Should do something good. Oh, how you
Can
feeling,
it be
by the way?
less
You told
on?
it.
Can the soup be less on?
No.
Oh.
It's either on or it's not.
I'm a bit banged up, but I'm okay.
Well, when this is done, you're having some soup. It's good for you.
I'm okay.
You're having some soup. It's good for you.
Okay.
It's only got a few eyeballs this time.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't tell me that. I just give it to me.
They float to the top. You'll see them one way or another. And if you're real lucky, they'll see you.
Are they? No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know that.
They only blink if you put them in onions.
No, Abe, no. Don't do it to me.
Well, if you need it, shotgun's just, and I'll point, and leaning up against one of the kitchen things is a Sonos shotgun.
I got this, and Tommy will pull out what is clearly like a sacrificial dagger that he's obviously looted when he's effed off from the cult.
Hell yeah.
Right, don't go... God, these cats are local cats.
Where'd all the strays come from?
I don't know. Great. Don't go stabbing anyone who wants to be stabbed with that thing, okay?
Yeah.
Only stab the people who don't want to be stabbed. If they do want to be stabbed, then we're helping.
It ain't one of the ones with the markings on it. It's just like a get the blood out kind of knife.
Oh, one of the. All right. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. You know, you're just gonna hang them up. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
How far away were the kids? How long we got?
They're a ways away, but I think they had a vehicle, so.
Right. Well, I'm gonna keep going on this soup, and maybe we'll see a little something before they get here.
It's about ready to go.
Yeah.
The
I'm
soup
gonna
is
take a look
finished
out
based on
and-
the timing.
Abe. I don't know if this is a flavor that works for folk magic.
Flavor.
But he's gonna like pull some kind of dried something out of his pocket, throw it in, and as he does so, there's a little like it's almost like it boils like more from the center, and the stone that was in it bubbles to the top. That's how he knows it's done.
Fuck yeah.
And he'll sort of eyes will roll back in his head, and he'll sort of like breathe in the smoke, and everything goes a bit woozy and fun as he
So-
does his augury.
So, from Tommy's perspective, Abe withdraws this little parcel, and the stone moves up, and you see his eyes roll back, and the smoke around you begins
Probably
to get like thicker, almost like tangible. You can taste in your mouth, and it's like a meal being swallowed. It's sweltering, and you yourself feel sort of lightheaded, moving back towards the door to get a breath of fresh air. But Abe just stands there, sweating down into his shirt, which begins to stain the front of it as his eyes roll back, and he sees something elsewhere. Abe, you can see like black and grey smoke, as if the clouds high above had moved down to cover your vision, and then they begin to break apart, and you see a burning building at the center, unrecognizable as the foundations crumble into black ash, and any identifying marks are lost to the purifying flames. Two figures are standing in the center of it, and they are clad exclusively and entirely in deep, that like red and winding thorns that move around them, piercing both their skin and binding them together at their clasped hands. They have been bathed in wine, which rushes down between the thorns to mix with blood and pool at their feet around them. And as they walk solemnly together, they stride towards damnation or salvation. You come back towards it, and Tommy is standing like over you, trying to pull you back together.
Hey.
Tommy, you just saw them. They're beginning to leave the car, and you think they're heading north, up around the outskirts.
Hey, come on! I think we gotta go. I think we gotta go to them. They're skirting around the outside, and they don't know what's here. They don't know what they're walking into, and they got weapons, like weapons.
We
gotta go.
Wait, what?
They're moving. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Right.
They're on the outskirts. But
Got
they're
it.
not going straight for us. They're gonna miss us if we don't move.
Abe will get like a ladle of the soup and just shove it in Tommy's face
No.
as he's talking. He's just like, drink!
What?
And I will attempt a first aid.
Okay.
Because I can.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This
Go
is
ahead.
how I heal people. And see visions is just soup with eyeballs in it. It's good for you.
I love it. Do you want to go ahead and make a
bones
first aid roll?
and stuff. Oh, rude. not a terrible, but no. I mean,
Not a
it's
fumble.
still okay soup.
Yeah,
it's just you know.
This isn't not bad actually. It's okay.
Good. Hang on a second. I will reach into the soup. At this point, I'm like, I'm an old man. I do this a lot. Hands of fucking steel, just pull the stone
hell yeah.
straight out of boiling liquid, kind of like wash it off and then put it back in my pocket. Keeps you toasty on cold nights.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Yeah, got a nice warm stone in your pocket. Tuck it away and go, well, if all right, well, it's, all right. Wandles over to the shotgun and like slings it over his shoulder. I guess we better go and see these whining thorn kids, I suppose.
Yeah. But it's okay. I've kind of got a route that's a little bit clearer. I scoped it out before.
Wait, do you still have your I don't think they had thermoses in the 1920s or 30s.
My flask,
They probably would've had
my
flask
flask.
things,
Whatever
yeah.
the
My flask,
1920s
but I was-
equivalent of a thermos is, you got your flask.
The flask I was given as my 16th birthday present.
Happy birthday. I'll scoop up a bunch of soup in the flask and I'll do some for my own, so we've got some good soup. Because, just in case I need to see things again. Also, waste not, want not. Also,
So,
cold.
Alright, perfect.
Soup.
So you scoop the last of it into these pair of thermoses, and both of you secure them away in your packs. Crouching low, Tommy opens the door and peeks out at first to make sure nothing's seen. And with the lights off, you're both able to slip out into the darkness and begin to move along the outskirts, heading towards town. Is the intention to just head straight towards the figures you saw? Or are you going via anything, or?
no, I think we wanna meet up with them as soon as possible.
Okay.
Because
alright.
they don't know what they
I think a lot of it is also Abe just going like, hold up! And like, is
Wait.
it's an old fucker.
You're not moving at any great speed.
When he needs to.
smart, like.
When he
Yep.
needs to, but currently, it's a little sort of, yeah, all right, come on, let's go.
Okay.
Does
You can just try
Abraham
and-
have a middle name, Art?
He can.
I know you put a lot of thought into these.
Oh, shit. I put a lot of thought into characters that I make over the course of weeks, not characters that are made in 2 hours on stream.
Speedrun.
But I don't know. It could be. I'm happy to have him. He does not officially have a middle name. Although as soon as you asked, I was like, Ezekiel? Because I think that was the
'cause
name
that
that was.
was
Yeah,
other one,
so
yeah.
he could be Abraham Ezekiel. No, I can't say it.
Ezekiel, yeah.
Baker. Because he
Alright.
bakes things.
Can I come back to you on this?
All right.
I can sense a pun on the horizon.
Hell
My hackles are raised.
yes.
You begin to creep along the outskirts of one of the buildings, and you stop for a moment, allowing Abe to catch his breath as Tommy peeks around the other side. There are people patrolling around here. You can see a lot of groups of children, a couple of adults amongst them who seem to be following commands. As they search down buildings, occasionally they'll get to one and bash open the door and head inside, searching each room with like old flame-lit lanterns as they scour the region and head further around. At this point, Tommy, can I get you to please make a stealth roll as you lead Abe with you and wind through the Straits? And given that you previously scouted the route, it's just going to be the one roll. Perfect. Begin to move around the outskirts of one of these houses, and now you've got your back just faces the woods. There's nothing to one side. You only need to watch the other. You want to stay close though, so you don't get seen as silhouettes. And you begin to dart along. As you go, you will see a group of people heading towards the grill. Only a few minutes after you left, and as they break open it, you'll hear a call of, I think someone was inside here, search around the back, and they begin to move through looking around, but you're already past it, and as you dart away, you can just spot the two figures that you're pursuing crouched underneath a tree in the distance, stopped and watching everything. They will see you on your approach.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if we see people heading towards us, I think there's probably a moment of panic where, okay,
hands up.
Are we? Okay, all right. So hesitation. We probably like.
Abe does not put his hands up. He has a little like walking stick thing and just stops and just glares in the direction of
back.
nothing in particular, because his eyesight's not great. But he's just got that kind of lowbrow like.
Yeah, I'll duck back for a second and then
What?
share a glance
Wait.
with Chaz. Then take a step forward. Are you? I don't think you two are safe here. You're not. You just.
And like scurry over really close so that we're not speaking across a gap.
Whoa, that's close enough. That's close enough. Either you're not safe here or you're about not to be.
We don't.
You're together,
we don't
aren't
wanna
you?
be heard. Yeah, these are the two.
I know.
I told you I saw them.
Yes, I told you I saw them. You don't need to tell me I saw them.
But they look fucked up, right?
Have you walked through any rose bushes recently?
Metaphorically
bushes.
speaking? Do you mean
Metaphorically
rose
is kind of
bushes meaning-
Metaphorical is kind of where I stand 99.9% of the time, so metaphorical is good. I I think you're the ones we're looking for. Get drunk recently?
Okay, I mean, if you're looking for us, let's just get one thing out of the way. Are you with them? Are you with everybody? Everything that's happening around here?
Oh, we were. Well, I was, and then I found out they were gonna like drain me of all my blood, and I need that.
Yeah,
I'm using it.
There's some newfangled ideas in town about how they want to go about, continuing all the things that we've been fine with for ages, and now they're just doing this weird cult stuff, and I just don't agree with it personally. I think the occasional sacrifice was fine, but you're not gonna take an entire town to the stars. It ain't gonna work. What you gonna leave behind?
Okay. Well, but when you say you looking for us, you're not looking for us to bring us to them. That's the important part.
I mean,
okay.
Unless if we bring you to him, you're just gonna kill him. In that case, yeah.
Yes.
Unless like you're trying to get to them, and then we can help you get to them, and then kill them.
Yeah, that's kind of what. Look at Chaz again. That's kind of. Well, yeah. So are you trying to kill this Amanda person too? You're from here. Do you know who Amanda is? Do you know where we can find her?
I know Amanda. She's the one who was gonna straighten me up.
Parents and her grandparents, and I think I knew a great-grandparents. She's a little shit from what I remember.
All right, sounds like you're our kind of people. If you can take us to her, we can maybe have a go at putting a stop to this. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that's
I'd
the plan.
say yes.
I mean, yeah, if you can help us, if you can help us find her. I mean, we're trying to look for a route through the town. We just need to get close.
Right, well,
Yeah, we can help
would
you.
I have any idea where Amanda would, or either of us have any idea where Amanda would be?
yeah.
Town.
You've met an Amanda inside here, and Abraham, you'll be able to confirm this is the right one. Amanda Wells is the young girl who, not young girl, the young woman who works in the bookstore, the library. Her grandmother, Mabel Carruthers, is the librarian. She's the woman that didn't particularly like you, Katie.
Was Mabel, for the most part, like a decent woman, or was she?
Yeah, she was a decent woman. She would not have. You were not aware of her involvement in the cult.
Shame. Center of town.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, all right. Well, I mean that's simple then. I mean, what about ways through this place? Do you know? Is there a route you can take? Do you know any safe spots we can use? Or I mean, is it just head for the center and hope for the best?
No, don't do that. They've got things there. Things.
Hey, we got things. What do you call these?
No, they've got. Oh, I.
You want to chop down a tree with a gun?
Too close on them.
They got trees.
Yeah.
They got big stumpy tree people.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of saw one. I think I saw one move.
No, well, those things are
I ain't
going to be
seen
tough
them,
to get around.
I know about them, ish. I
saw one out of the corner of my eye, and
it.
I felt a bit funny on my insides. Are you two okay? You. I mean, there's something about your you look a little
Your skin's all crinkly.
Okay.
Why is your skin
No,
crinkly?
I mean, not your skin. It's like something in your eyes. Are you like, all right?
We're fine. We're alive. We're ready to kill some cultists. I don't know if you need any further questions on this.
Well, they're called the
Time's
young.
wasting, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Young?
They're called the young.
That makes sense. Straightforward. To the point. I don't hate it.
They don't like old people.
They really hate Abe
Yeah.
because he's really old.
Yeah. Also, I don't particularly like them. And I shoot at them and then they come near my house. Warning shots,
that-
mostly.
All right. Well, let's go shoot at them.
Just pats the shotgun.
Okay, cool. So I mean, we know basic trajectory is toward. I mean, we know that the Dark Young are around the outskirts of the town, but I mean, if there's no, great tactics in being able to take them down, I think it is up. I mean, we can just get as close as we can, and then I guess if we need to, we just try and break into a run, lose them amongst the houses, and keep trying to get close. Really,
yeah. I think we get as close to the center of town as we possibly can, as quietly as we can. Maybe see if we can get up high on the roof and get rid of some of the leaders.
Yeah.
Some of the kids in charge of all this. Maybe get some people out.
Yeah.
If we can.
Let's push to get closer.
Because if they can't sacrifice people, they're dead in the water. They've put everything into this.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Let's do it. Let's cut some folks loose.
Okay.
If you're ranged, if you've got something you can hit them from a distance, keep your distance.
Yeah. We can handle that.
Try not
Okay.
to bleed too much.
What's the status on grenades, Dave?
All out of grenades, sorry. I got a couple of flares.
No explosives hanging about.
We definitely use all explosives in the base. That's fine. We've got everything we need right
How
here.
are these two doing, by the way?
Sound.
We look pretty messed up, like you said, but crinkly skin and determination, and we seem to be pushing forward. We still got a ton of temporary hit points, but as soon as those are dry, we're pretty busted.
They're also clearly inebriated.
Oh, good. Well, that makes again.
Inebriated. Buzzed.
You're past buzzed. You were definitely like you're functioning. You're moving ahead with things, but the occasional word gets slurred, and it's there's a beat before reacting to something.
That's true.
Abe's whether the augury is actually more in sort of ephemeral. Abe's very literal with it. He's just like, you went through a rose bush, you got drunk, and obviously you've been through some shit, and you're together. Done. All I need to know.
That's the ones.
Let's do it. What are we doing?
Sneaking
I don't know,
around.
We are sneaking towards the center of town. So we are attempting to stealth closer to the center of town. That is our trajectory.
What
That is our
I
target.
thought we were doing.
Are the four of you all moving together?
I guess we are. Maybe can we
better had.
Can we scout out enough to be nominally we're 10 meters apart? Maybe we're both at the if there's a house where
I'm
one of us is
more
one side of
wondering
the house, one
if
of the others.
Chaz and Katie are trusting the two people to travel with
Well,
and have their
hey.
backs, especially because they also opened and said they were fine with some sacrifices.
No, yeah,
This
not
is-
gonna have our backs.
I'm wondering if the
Hey.
two of you are pairing off and we're moving together, but you're watching them as you go.
Well, look, you folks know the lay of the land probably a bit better than us, so
Yeah.
we'll follow you from a short distance, all right?
Oh, yeah,
we'll
that
have
works.
your backs.
That's
See,
fine.
Katie, if we have their backs, they
That's so
Yeah,
great. Nobody's
not a
ever
problem.
had my back before. All the people who I thought were my friends were going to kill me. That's so great. You guys are great.
Thanks. In all seriousness, no. I think that this is in line with what we were kind of expecting about the town. We always thought that there would be some kind of disparate allegiance or some kind of disparate level of involvement with the cult and the activities here. It seems like these people are not, the real problem. Obviously there's been some mention of sacrifice, but at this stage we have, one goal, which is walk into the hellscape, stop what's happening. And there's not even a leave at the other end. So, it's we've got our target.
Deal with the hand you dealt. Okay. The four of you then, Tommy and Abe leading their way through. Abe a bit, slow as needing to take short breaks, and Tommy kind of scouting ahead, then scurrying back, begin to move back towards the town. Now, this isn't a particularly big town, and you can cover the whole thing in a short sprint, long sprint. Once you get to the outside, there's a few rows of streets, and again, it kind of gets more secure as you get closer inside. You move towards the first rung of houses, most of which have been either burned or broken open. There's people moving through the streets, and Tommy waits for a moment, holding, and then making a dart across to the other side. You're moving approximately sort of like clockwise as you get inside, taking advantage of any, lapses in patrols to move deeper. And these don't appear to be rigorously, military coordinated or anything. They're just people moving around, but they're compensating for that with just numbers and sheer amount of people.
Do we pass the bookshop going this way?
You are going to. So yeah, and as you move around, you'll spot the bookshop is still kind of standing. So this library was a two-story building, tall, steepled roof, and kind of a little bit set on the outskirts of town. Painted white, the paint's beginning to peel a little bit, and as you begin to move closer, you can you'll note that there's not fire that's been lit there yet, but there's a lot of raised voices. You can see crackling torchlight reflected in one of the other buildings as you get closer. You'll also be able to make out, Tommy, as you're getting closer, as you sort of pause for a little bit, kind of trying to eye out a direction, you'll hear carried on the wind a little bit, a cry for help, as an elderly woman, presumably Mabel, goes, "Help! Why are you doing this? Please, just leave this. This isn't you, kids. This isn't you. Just put that down and please don't. Somebody help!"
Hey,
None
it's
of that.
Mabel. Mate, it's Mabel. She was always so nice.
Yep, none of that. Abe will start like just beelining.
Tap, 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 tap. Because isn't he
None of
quite
that, damn
fast?
kids.
Isn't Abe actually really, like, swift?
Abe
Very
is,
dexterous, yeah.
Let me have a quick look.
I think I remember him being really fast. Like,
it would have
hilariously
been were he not 69.
ancient.
In your youth, you were quite
My movement is 6 because I'm old. But, you know, my dodge is still pretty good. I'm still...
Yeah.
Did we hear that at the back? That nonsense.
Yes, you have caught it as well, and you'll
Wait,
see
the-
Abe beginning to head around the corner towards it.
We got to save Mabel. And look, if we can get rid of the bookshop at the same time, maybe that's a good distraction. We gotta get Mabel out.
Yeah.
Go along. Oh, sorry, I interrupted. I thought that was directed towards the back. My bad.
It is, yeah. That was directed
okay.
towards Chaz
What?
and Katie because Abe's already like, no.
Okay, perfect. In which case, we'll get close. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, we're not gonna put everything at risk to help if we don't have to.
Take a look. You know, everything we see, we're keeping our eyes and ears open right now. Everything we see might just help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get close.
Okay.
Gonna try
And
and
we'll follow along after.
get as close as
Ideally
we can.
stealth.
So I get the impression that Chaz, Katie, and Tommy are being a bit more cautious, but Abe, you're kind of striding ahead. Is that right?
Abe is like, he's still trying to be relatively cautious, but he's gone ahead, like, in the kind of, you know, determined old person way of like,
We're
I am doing
this.
a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not making a big song and dance about it, but there may be a very loud shotgun blast if I don't like what I see.
Okay. You'll begin to move forward, Abe at the front, and Chaz, Katie, and Tommy kind of fanning out between another couple of houses. Just as you get to the front, Abe, you'll come around a corner and you'll see that in front of the building, down the sort of like shallow stone steps, a pile of books has been raided from the building. The doors are splintered open, and inside you can see collapsed shelves. They have taken these books out and built them up into a pyre in the center, and then there is a post plunged into the ground in the center of it all. Mabel Carruthers, the older woman dressed in that sort of like black, almost pilgrim-esque garb, has been lashed to the post. She seems to have been taken a bloody blow to the head at some point, and the open wound is beginning to drip slightly down the side of her face. She's lost her glasses, and she looks as though she's had something like at the back of her neck is sort of like bloody, as if like a rope or something had been like broken across it or something. She is tied there, very feebly struggling against the bonds and trying to call for help as a group of 4 children, 4 of the young rather, are walking around the outside of this pyre. 3 of them are younger, and one of them is an older bloke. Looks like he's probably in his like 30s, 40s. The man has a canister of gasoline, and he's dousing it across the books, letting it splash. You can already get the reek of heady petrol. The other members of the young are all carrying torches, which have been ignited rather. And as they move around,
Ignite.
one of them gets
now.
towards the very front of it, and laughing, begins to go. You always cared for these books more than anything else, Mabel, and here you find them at last. You'll be with them forever. And she rears back and goes to throw the torch onto the pyre.
How many kids did you say? How many kids
There
did
are
you say there were?
3 younger members of the young and 1 older bloke who's carrying the diesel petrol and spice.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
four.
cause a distraction.
So at
Oh,
this
nice.
point, we're going to run it in Dex order. Who has the highest? I think it might be Abe.
I think it's Abe.
75.
Okay. Abe, you are up first.
Great. I will walk kind of... We've done this before, in as much as Abe's an old man, doesn't look very threatening, and is
Shotgun.
much better at going, pay attention to me.
Sure.
Please and thank you. He's going to walk out and go, Mary, I knew your mother, and I knew your grandmother, and I knew your grandfather, and they would be disgusted with what you are doing right now. I know you don't like books, but this is not the way to go about it. You leave old Mabel alone. And I'm going to, like, stride out. Abe has two things I want to highlight. His highest skills are psychology at 70 and persuade at 60. He
Hell
is a
yeah.
member of the clergy. It's how he got Tommy out of his horrible situation.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty good at being like, now let me talk to you.
Shake someone loose. Sure. So but your kind of is the goal to get attention on you for the moment. Move everyone and pause them in their process. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, because I think he would have. They probably haven't seen him for a while, but he did, like, he is part of the town. He's been on the outskirts of Cobb's Corners forever. He is a member of the clergy and would have been sort of that aspect of things. So I think he would actually know most of their parents and grandparents, if not them themselves.
Yeah, you're a member of the sort of like the older religion
the
here,
old
not a member of
faith.
like the Baptist church or anything that's placed here. And all of the parents might know you. The kids probably you like. You know, you were like during like when like you might have like been around when they were young and things, but they probably don't know you too closely.
No.
You might more know of them.
I put it more as like Agnes Bellwether. Like, there's a crazy old person who lives out in the woods that, you know, it's like old Abe out in the woods kind of thing. But like Abe, being a member of the old faith, would know like the who's who of the town.
100%.
You know,
Okay.
Book of Mormon style, except we're not Mormon. We're weird tree worshipping sacrifice people.
With that in mind, do you want to go ahead and give me a persuasion roll? I'm going to flag
Sure.
that this is going to very much be scaled based on how many you get, and even at the higher ones, it's at least you're certainly getting attention what they do with it.
Whoa.
Oh,
How
hell
does an
yes.
extreme sound?
That's good.
God damn art.
Okay.
You know,
So
I
as
can't
you
first
come
aid
out-
for shit, but I can persuade.
As you come out around the corner, begin to call out these kids' names and shock them for a moment. Mabel can't quite make you out between the smokes and things, and they pause for a moment, looking towards you. At least one of the. Sorry, you said Mary, right? The one right at the front stutters
Picked
for
a
a
name,
moment,
I'm
sort of
sorry.
like that's all right. Beginning to lower the torch a little bit, and they all pause for at least a moment, staring towards you. Now, next acting, Tommy, what's yours?
My dexterity is 50.
Okay, 50. I think Chaz and Katie, what are you on?
I believe
50.
we're both 60, but I'm confirming.
Pity.
50. Okay, we're all the same then.
Okay, all right. In that case, then it's going to be the young that act next. So they pause for a moment, and Mary, the one that you directed the criticism towards, lowers the torch a little bit to hang by her side, and she takes a step forward and goes, "Mr. Baker? Look, why would you come down now? You want a taste of what we're offering to everyone else? It's too late, Mr. Baker. We gave you a chance. Hey, say, where's Tommy?" And the others begin to step around, disregarding Mabel and heading towards you. And we've been looking for Tommy everywhere. Amanda thinks he's in town, thinks he saw him coming in, but do you believe it? We can't find him. Where is he, Abe?
You're asking me where my boy is.
Yeah. Don't you want to help?
I do want to help,
You have
but I don't think you want the kind of help I'm offering.
You have to understand, Abe. Amanda's gonna do this. John told her how. One way or another, this is getting finished. And it can either be we kill everyone in this town and we send them all to Mother, draw her down, beckoning her from beyond, or we just kill Tommy. That's what he's for. That's why you gave him up. You knew what was inside him, and you knew what we could do to let him go. And then when he's gone, Mother comes down, and we all go home.
You know, I remember your ma, Mary, and I remember that she was not particularly kind to you. So I'm not entirely sure why you want another mother that's gonna come down here and give you a good spanking. But that's probably what's gonna happen.
You don't
You
understand.
don't burn knowledge.
You don't understand. Mother wouldn't hurt us. Mother
Well, that's where you're
makes
wrong.
us whole. And as you're saying this, you can see with the psychology, these people are mad. They are beyond reasoning. The fire glistens in their eyes, and they pause long enough. They're going to lunge forward soon, but they've been stalled for a full round. We go now to, I think everyone else operates on 50, right? Is that it? So Chaz,
Yeah.
Katie, and Tommy,
I
how do
feel
you want to
like-
divvy things up?
As we
I feel
all
like because
sprint in.
I feel like because they call Tommy out specifically, as soon as the kids stop, they're like, I'm talking to Abe. It's like, where's Tommy? Tommy's gonna kind of Tommy's just gonna launch out from behind a house. Tommy's here, you little shit, and like tackle her and try and just stab her in the throat, I guess.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, awesome. So you're going to make a lunge towards the Mary, the one that was kind of talking at the front. Is that right?
Whoever's closest, really.
Do you
But,
wanna-
I mean, if it's Mary.
Why don't, before we do this, Chaz, Katie, and Tommy, why don't you all make a stealth roll just to see if you can kind of get a surprise you go in here, and if you succeed, this will give you a bonus dice in the following roll. Otherwise, it's more just they spot you coming around. Oh, fuck yeah, Tommy, take it. Nice.
Hell yeah. Oh, and that'll be, if it's a knife, it's impaling, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's just the stealth.
stealth, sorry.
Not the damage yet. This
Yeah,
is just
that's just me
setting
getting
things
close.
up.
I'm also doing a luck roll, which I forgot. I apologize.
Okay, no worries. All right, we'll go with Tommy first then. So, Tommy, you were completely hidden, and they'll only notice now that you were, like, just around the corner, not far, as you sprint, closing the distance, and tackle into this kid. Go ahead and make your attack.
What's it gonna,
and-
is it brawl, I guess?
Yep, it'll be roll, and you can take a bonus dice. Mary is going to attempt to dodge. Oh, shit. Which she fails as you whip around the corner, collapse with her, and drive the knife towards her. Again, what does you said it's a sacrificial dagger, right? What's it look like?
It's just like it's a dagger that clearly has no other purpose than hurting people.
Fuck yeah.
Like it's not a kitchen knife. This is not a hunting knife. It's like almost like a medieval misery cord sort of thing. It's a
Is it like,
this is a knife for piercing human beings.
it's like, it's one step away from, like, if it was a little bit more serrated, it'd be a boning knife?
Yeah, it's pretty close to like a misery cord, like an armor busy, like a medieval dagger. It's
Hell yeah. Go ahead and
stiletto
roll.
basically.
Normally Jackson's got our 10,000 knives tracked. I think it'll be a large knife. So I imagine like a D6 plus
1d8
damage
is a
bonus.
large
tell
knife.
you.
Yeah, just large
1d4
damage
is a
bonus.
dagger, 1d6 I think is a standard. If you're using like a
D4 plus
machete,
two is
it's a
already how much
1d8.
Do you have one in, Jackson?
I don't have a large knife, no, because you
Okay.
can't
I think
hide that in the
it'd be-
coat.
Here we go. Got it. I'm using that.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be like
handy
machete
DM.
knife. It'd be maybe the 1d6 or
1d6,
I think
yeah.
it's this
Yeah.
is okay. I think.
A medium knife is 2d4 plus 2.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Let's scroll
Oh,
down.
no, plus
Yeah.
2 or plus 2? Yeah,
I think-
plus 2.
I think that 2d4 is already factoring in a damage bonus. I think it's a d4 plus 2.
Oh,
Because
you
it's
might
just
be right.
slightly stronger than a d6. So go ahead and d4 plus 2
Yeah.
plus your damage bonus, Tommy.
Yeah, you're right. That includes my damage
And
bonus.
yeah, not impaling, but still. up.
1d4 plus what's my damage bonus? Let me find this because I don't know this character. None because I am
Not that big.
tiny because
Okay.
I am a child. 6.
Hey, that's all right though. All right, you close the distance, and again, I think this is what do you like? What is your attack look like, especially factoring in like your zealotry, your
This
Bad in
tiny,
state.
like this underfed but wiry little 16-year-old dude, like just the beginning bum fluff of a beard, launches out from behind a house. Little Tommy Baker's here, you little shit, and tackles her, and just like with the knife out in front, does the tackle. So it's like as landing on the ground, there's just like
hell yes. Pierce straight through the throat and drive it down to the ground. Blood begins to pool around it. Mabel yells towards the back in terror as one of the dropped torches begins to roll slightly, and you see as the books begin to take. Chaz and Katie, what are the two of you doing?
Well, I should say that Abraham Ezekiel Baker is an anagram for Arkham, be ablaze, I reek.
All of those would be true, yes.
That's awesome. I can be a blaze
Abraham
in particular
Baker.
with rules.
Abraham Baker has got Arkham inside it, so I
Yeah.
thought, oh, there's something in there.
I can be
It
ablaze
took me 35 minutes, but I don't
by
know.
itself rules. Yeah, hell yeah.
I can be ablaze.
Well-
I reek.
Now I have my entire goal for this character is just set everything on fire.
We're off.
Because then I can make a
just
giant.
a standard character then.
Yeah, it's nothing new.
Shush. Look, art will come through in every character I play. Okay. There will be
Chaz
fire.
and Katie?
Look, I mean, if Tommy's charging in and attacking, I think it's a similar thing.
Yeah.
Rush in, try and close the distance as best we can. I've got my club out, my little baton thing, so I'll try and crack one of the two at the side.
Is anyone going for the larger target?
Oh, the larger Chaz will go for the larger target.
No,
You mean
or
like the
you, big
adult?
fella. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when you say adult, it was just like an older kid, right?
No. This
I
one's
said it
so
was
it's
like
like a
40.
35-year-old
Yeah.
bloke.
Oh, really? I'll shoot him. I can shoot
Okay,
him.
great.
I wasn't gonna shoot kids. I'm not quite
That's
there yet.
the
Chaz
rule.
isn't
That's
quite
where
there
it
yet.
goes. Yeah,
But
sure.
okay,
this fucker
great.
up.
If there's an adult here, if there's a responsible adult present,
I was
Fail,
gonna say
they get me shot.
I'm an adult. I'm not responsible.
Also, and
then
again,
they can be shot.
It is again the same thing where it seems like the younger ones are in command and the adult is following what's been said. So as
Oh, it's
Katie
weird.
swings around and charges towards one of the other, there's two more of the younger members of the young, and then there's the older bloke. The guy has dropped the torch. One of those just rolls, and you can see that the pyre beginning to light, and he swings towards his back, withdrawing like a large like sort of almost like scythe thing, beginning to rush forward. Katie, do you want to resolve first or Chaz?
So so he.
That's just what they're doing.
He has lit it. He has lit the
As part of
fire
their
at the
dropping,
table.
yes, it is like beginning to ignite. It could still be stopped at this point, or you could
Okay.
try and stop it.
If the fire is there and there's going to spread to Mabel, I will swap. I'm gonna head towards that guy because I want to be able to try and stamp out the fire as quickly as possible.
The fire is almost separate. It's been dropped from the one that Tommy took out, the torch rolled towards. You could head towards what I'm saying is you can get to the pyre without engaging with
You're
the
trying
other.
to
if you
save
wish.
Mabel, right? You're trying to save
Yes.
Mabel from the fire.
That is my objective. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, so Katie's
I'm
going to
going
sprint towards the
to-
fire.
And I'm gonna go after this fool who brought a scythe to a rifle fight.
Okay, do you want to go ahead and make an attack?
I would love to.
Go for it.
Pew! I'm comfortable with that.
Shit, nice. Yeah, that'll absolutely connect. You can level the gun at him. He is going to make a Constitution roll. And as
Down
he
he
draws out this
goes.
weapon, rushes towards you, the shot rings out. You can see a splatter of blood towards the resin, and he collapses down towards him. Katie, you circle weaving between these last two, who will lash out towards you with these nasty-looking knives and dart towards the flame. It's only just begun to spread, but can you go ahead and give me either a survivor roll or something else appropriate?
Jesus. Okay. Survival. It's going to be.
Okay, go for it. Fucking nice, dude.
That's a hard success on a
right.
32.
Wow.
Interrupting the flow of the flame, you just kick out two of the books, and they sort of like slide across the ground, spraying sparks, but not spreading towards the other fires. You stamp down on your boots, and they begin to go out. And although the whole thing is still drenched in diesel and potential for fire, it is no longer burning. You want to clarify?
I am claiming this as redemption for that book I tore into during the second chapter. This net neutral in destruction of property.
We are good now. All right, perfect. Two of these are going to swing around and rush towards you. One hurls they both got, they appear to have taken a set of like scissors or something and broken them apart so that each one has one of them to stab with. One of them is going to go, actually, one towards Katie and one towards Tommy. Tommy, as you drive down through Mary and slam it to the ground, she's underneath you, gurgling slightly. Suddenly one of these other kids reaches up and slams down a pair of scissors into your back. Do you want to riposte or dodge?
Oh, I'm gonna riposte. I'm
Okay.
not quick.
Hell yeah, go ahead and make a
Physically
fighting
or
roll.
intellectually.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay, they're not
goodness.
great.
Tommy Baker.
See how this
Dead.
plays out. Okay, all right. They swing down towards you, and although you aren't able to get an attack in yourself, you're able to kind of like shove it off, and they move towards the side. They're smaller than you, they can be maneuvered, and it comes back lunging it towards you again, but this one will fail. The other one is going to attack at Katie. Katie, do you want to riposte or dodge?
I will riposte.
Okay, go for it.
Extreme
Holy
success
shit.
on riposte.
I'll go ahead and roll mine. It would have been a success. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, so that it's not an impaling weapon, so it just maximizes the damage dice.
That's right.
Which means I will roll my build for 1d4, and I will deal +3, so that is 11 points of damage.
Slam! As this kid rushes towards you, you just lash backwards with it's the cudgel, right?
That's correct.
Crack it across the head. He crumples immediately, like a pile of something, to the ground, and is out cold. Only one more is remaining. And as they drive down the scissors towards Tommy again and again, it goes up to the top with Abe.
Well, I was gonna go help Mabel, but that seems to be mostly under control. How I realize this is the wrong question to ask, but wrong system. How difficult is the terrain when it comes to climbing up a thing of books?
It's not too bad, especially we are in a fight, so people are doing things. It'll probably be a dex roll or something, to be honest. So you're probably all right. Or climb would be suitable, but it's just
Dex
kind of
roll,
like
you say?
sliding across all this shit to get up there.
I'd just like to try and get up and like release her from the bindings, because I don't think I'm the greatest in this specific fight, at least not now. Is there a way for me to do that doesn't involve going through people who are currently stabbing each other?
Well, there's only one still standing, so yes, you can circle around. And can you give me a dexterity roll as you navigate your way up the pile of books?
Yes.
Okay. You plant your boots along it, and it sort of slides out beneath you, but it's not too bad. You know, the pile's high, but it's not impossible. What that also is making sure that you don't get yourself drenched in petrol as you begin to climb up, and your boots are already beginning to smell of it. You can feel like the heady fumes, and as you get towards the back, you can withdraw like a kitchen knife or something that you're carrying and begin to saw at the bonds holding Mabel in place. You can see that they were tied tightly and like rough around her wrist, which are bleeding slightly, and she can't quite make you out as she just goes, thank you. I don't know what's wrong with them. Those kids, are they okay? Are they okay
No.
down there?
Mabel, it's Abe, and no, they ain't. You remember old Agnes? She used to ramble about things. Well, I think she might have had some right idea on some of this stuff. They got some newfangled ideas, these kids, and well, I'm sorry to say, it seems like your Amanda might have something to do with it.
I couldn't find Amanda. Do you know where she is?
I don't, but we're gonna find her. We're gonna put this straight, all right?
Bless you, Abe. I don't understand. I admit I don't understand much of what's happening, but I'm just glad you're here. And the last one like snaps
And
open.
I'll. Is it all right for me to have a couple of flasks of soup? Yeah. Like just a couple. I will push a smaller one of my little flasks
I'll give
into
her
her
mine. I
hands.
don't like it.
Keep hold of that, boy. I will give one to her as I like. My intention is to help her down again at some point, whether it's now or later, but just a moment of like, I'm gonna look after an old lady, because I know what it's like, and we need to stick together. And also, confused old people are very sweet and need
She's
some
also straight up got a
hand-holding.
head wound.
Yeah,
She's definitely
actually,
like more
my-
out of it than normal.
In that case, the intention will be help her down, first aid via the soup as
yeah,
per
gotcha, and also
the
like
way.
bandage up and stuff. Yeah, perfect. All right, so Abe's gonna begin to help you
It
down.
doesn't do bandages. It's just soup.
It's just soup.
He has folk magic. This is how I'm working it in as like flavor. Is it's first aid via soup.
Sure.
Oh, it's got flavor.
Nice. All right, it goes to
Medicinal.
the kid with the scissors at this point.
Oh
who
shit! There's a kid with scissors.
Has been
who's
stabbing me.
trying to jam it into.
I didn't know there
Wait,
was
Tommy,
scissors.
what's your initiative? Because you went before these kids last round, right?
No.
Well, no, because last round the kids were
We're all on.
I wasn't
Occupied
doing anything.
with-
That's why. Yes. Thank
yeah,
you. All right.
they're
So in that
occupied
case,
with Abe's crotchety grandpaness.
so as we go to the kid. Oh no, sorry. It was the old. We're fine. Sorry, I did get it right. You three are up. This kid is continuing to drive down towards you and looks as though they're going to try and yell. possibly trying to get more help when it takes their turn. So, Chaz, Katie, and Tommy, you're up.
If there is an unengaged kid, I will engage them.
They're very much engaged, trying to stab Tommy with
They're
scissors.
all trying to stab Tommy.
There's only one left.
There's
There's only
just
one
one left.
Katie
We got
cleaned
the
one up.
so
Tommy
I
cleaned
stabbed
one up.
one.
Confused.
One's been knocked out.
Yeah.
There's the adult that you shot.
We've been moving through. We've been taking these kids apart like they're a bunch of children. I mean, really. I
Like
think
taking
Teenagers.
blood from a child. As they say.
It's not that
They
much
are
different.
barely younger than Chaz and Katie.
Oh
really,
yeah, yeah.
like.
There's
very true.
Look,
cat
humans are like a side of
Cat
beef, children's are like a side of lamb. You break them in the same way.
Sinister. All right, we rush in, try and pull this kid off of Tommy, and I think that considering there are several of us, we go for the combat maneuver at this point, or at least I do. I'm happy to just assist and provide a bonus die, restrain the kid, stop them from screaming, get the scissors out of their hand. They shouldn't run with those.
Maybe knock him out. I might as the kid's being pulled off me, if that all goes well, like a kick to the jaw, maybe to knock him
Give him
out.
the old 1-2.
So I'm like,
okay.
just like flailing like a tortoise on the ground.
In that case, so am I saying Katie's gonna try and grab the kid and hold them for the next person to go? Chaz, what are you doing?
Is Katie giving someone else a
It's
bonus
effectively
die?
assisting.
I'm giving
Katie's
you the
effectively giving a
die
bonus
if you wanna
dice.
rush in and do it.
I might try to grab the kid.
Okay, so and the intent is to hold them, to muffle them.
Subdue them. Yeah.
Okay.
Muffle them because they were going to scream.
Muffle and subdue.
Okay,
Muffle
go for
and
it.
subdue, and I will help by kicking them off me if I can.
Okay, so
Do
Tommy's
you want to
also
wait for a
assisting.
second bonus die?
Yeah.
So hang on, and before you go, so you have 2 bonus
Already
dice.
went
That's
2
fine,
bonus
it's fine, fine.
dice.
You have 2 bonus. Don't roll those yet. So
One for
I'm going to oppose you on if you win it on a success, you can either have them held or stop them screaming. You will need the hard. You'll need the second level to do both. Just
Dave, I'm going to get the hard. I'm worried
I
about
don't
it.
drive, mate. Go ahead and roll and spell. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, 31.
It was kind of
That's a
hidden at
hard.
the end, but that's all good. All right.
Pose.
Get his ass. Boo.
Oh, too off.
Oh, wow. Almost gave me a paper
Almost
cut
1
there.
damage. That would have got you.
1 damage.
So Katie grabs the legs. Tommy delivers a kick to the chest, and Chaz just tackles them, driving to the ground and muffling them and holding them just under his weight. The kid moves slightly, but you can begin to his eyes rolling around. He goes, and it's as there's this pause for a moment that you can hear as a wall collapses not far from you, just around towards the back. It could just be fire damage, or something could have just moved through it.
Let me just say, I know the kids, but it's nice to have a win.
It is nice to win. Quick, look, I've got all this survivalist gear in the satchel that we've had for a while. Can I just tie this
kid
kid's
timer.
legs together and quickly gag them, and then we dump them in the pile of books and we can get out of here.
The pile of books is coated in petrol. You might not want to place them
And,
there, but I understand.
we
I understand the
dump
intent.
them.
Well, it's
Yeah.
all right. You begin to tie up this kid. That will take a beat. So you begin to tether them and make sure they can't move. Abe, you're feeding some soup to Mabel, who drinks it shakily. She's saying, I was working, and they came in and they started trashing everything. When I tried to ask what was happening, one of them hit me, and when I woke back up, it was dark. Everything was burning, and all I could smell was smoke, and I couldn't find Amanda. I couldn't find her anywhere. As is happening, Katie's tying up. Abe's doing that. Chaz and Tommy, what are the 2 of you doing?
Probably helping Katie tie this kid up as quickly as possible so we can get the F out of here.
Okay. Chaz?
Yeah. Bodying the kid's body.
I think we're trying to just get this done so that we can get away from this thing before the inevitable dark young arrives.
Yeah,
so it's
we heard the thing. We gotta move.
Okay, all right, but no one's
Really?
looking in that direction. Noted.
You gonna
All
drop
right.
him?
No,
All right.
we don't like looking at things.
Speed over. We trust that if we get this done quickly enough, whatever's
get it
coming
done.
won't have time to arrive.
I do what I'm told, but I do it quickly, Dave.
Good man. All right, you're able to lash a couple of knots around the legs, around the arms, and then hoist them back into the library. You can also throw the others in. Most of them are, with the exception of the one that Tommy took out with a knife, most of them are just unconscious, rather than mortally stabbed. Actually, the one that got shot as well is probably not looking particularly well, but two of them can be cuddled off into the corner, where one of them struggling and the other one unconscious. As you finish this up, Mabel is still, you've sort of brought her back to her senses slightly. Do you want to go ahead and give her a first aid roll, actually, Abe?
Yes, indeed. Let me see if I can
First
heal someone
Abe.
through the power
Nice.
of soup.
First, Abe.
Nope. We'll get there eventually. Currently, it's just nice soup. Until I get a 96 and accidentally poison
She
someone.
goes, I
we're
think
good.
I'd like a bandage to not be bleeding, but this is very nice.
Warms you up from the inside. It's good for you. Anyway.
I need to see a doctor.
Yes, you do. Unfortunately, our doctor is unavailable.
Might I see Perry? What do you...
Actually, do I know about Perry? I don't know. Great. In that case, maybe we go see Perry in the morning for you. But for the moment, let's just meander around over here. I'm just gonna, get away from the books covered in gasoline.
Are you moving Mabel to bring her back inside and take her to her quarters where she can take a minute?
You didn't say the librarian's on fire or
No,
anything?
it's just trash from the inside.
Which building did I see in my vision on fire?
Pointedly, you didn't really know. It was.
Oh,
It
okay,
was
it was
also
just
beginning
a
to
building.
collapse. Yeah, that's right.
Right, okay. So it could be any building. Great. Abe is very literal, so he's just like, don't put people in buildings, bad idea. So he's just, I think any flammable building, I guess.
They're all flammable, unfortunately.
Exactly.
How many stories was it? 1 story, 2 story?
It was in the process of collapsing as you saw it. It was not a big building. 1 or 2. We're trying
Alright.
to find. It really could have been just about any one of these ones. in
Okay,
town.
cool. I believe I died.
I'll just get out of here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna I'll take her around to the back because I know that that's where her quarters are and it's out of the way, and then might just say to her, if you got someone else you can stay with that you trust, Mabel. You got a car or something?
I don't have a car. I've never needed one. If I needed something fetched, Amanda would run and retrieve it. I trust everyone here. No one's ever done anything like this.
Do I have a vibe of people in town that I trust more than others? Can I give you a psychology?
Make a credit rating roll. Yeah.
Credit rating or psychology?
You can do psychology for maybe getting a read on people. Yeah, go for psychology.
I mean, I can do credit rating if that's preferable.
Psychology
but-
tracks, just kind of a different vibe for it.
Okay. Nope. Not at the moment.
At this point, you've seen people. You've already probably encountered someone that you thought you trusted, and they tried to lunge at you with a cleaver.
Yeah, alright.
Now everything's shaken, and you just
Right.
don't know. Tommy is probably the only one, and that's because he's been with you and you've taken him into your care.
Right,
Even these
well-
two.
In that case, I will. If her building is not currently on fire, I will just say, go inside, bar yourself in. Don't let anyone inside, not even Amanda, until morning. All right. And if you smell smoke, then you leave. Otherwise, stay inside and stay out of sight. I don't think they're the only kids who are wandering around trying to burn knowledge. Goddamn whippersnappers.
So you walk Mabel around. You're talking to her, delivering her into her quarters. As this is happening, Chaz, Katie, and Tommy are finishing the cleaning up, stepping up, brushing dust off, and moving the
Gotta
kids
go.
inside. As this happens, torchlight or flames from another begin to cast, and there is a shadow on the building just across from you that begins to grow. You can see
Oh, shit, we
writhing
gotta go.
mass as it moves, and there's a thunder and as something else hits and something begins to come round the corner. It is close and it is almost here. What are the three of you doing? Abe is around the side delivering Mabel.
Round the side to get Abe and Mabel, and we're going. Gotta go.
Okay.
Immediately just gonna drop the kid and be like, doesn't matter, gotta go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, both Kid and little Tommy, but I'm gonna grab Chaz and we're gonna dart in between the alleyways and get away from Dark Young quickly.
Oh,
This
yeah,
poor
I'm
kid's
there
getting
with you.
left in its path.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you going towards Abe and hiding around? If you go that way, there is just this library building. That is all that stands in the way of you and whatever is coming around. Or you go back the other direction and try and move through some streets and get a better hiding place.
I gotta go get Abe.
I get it. We gotta go deeper.
Yeah, you guys gotta do what you gotta do. I gotta get Abe. We'll catch
Good
you.
luck.
Alrighty.
All right. Chaz and Katie dart back the other way and begin to slide along a side street. You think that things move past it, and if you can just get a couple of just a couple of buildings of distance, you can circle around and wait it out here. Tommy, you dart up towards Abe and come just as Abe is helping Mabel inside and closing the door to keep her there.
We gotta hide now. Something's coming. We gotta hide now. We don't have time to get back past it.
Right, we're hiding.
Where can we see to hide?
You can kind of just do the old, up against the wall and kind of move around it so that just as long as the thing doesn't see you, in theory, you should be all right.
Yeah, that'll be the thing. As come on, stay quiet, stay close.
Okay. All right, at this point, can I get both of you to make a stealth test with a bonus dice?
Oh, okay, maybe. Oh. Yes.
Yeah, hard success. It's good. It's great.
Okay.
It's good. We love it.
Holy shit.
Also hard success.
Oh my god.
All right, both of you.
We are used to sneaking around this creepy ass town.
So both of you lean up against with your backs to the library and begin to circle around it as you hear the thunder of something impacting the ground as it moves along. Torchlight is moving in its wake, and you can hear a couple of people that are traveling with it, torches ablaze, calling out and going, Tommy, we know you're here. Come on, Tommy. Where are you? And then moving around, but beginning to circle and moving clockwise around the outskirts of town and moving with one of those creatures of such prodigious size. Katie and Chaz, you...
Hold my knife close.
Yeah, Abe will also just kind of look towards Tommy. When we're safe, there may be a thing, but for now it's just...
Chaz and Katie, you move around the other way and you're able to basically outpace it. It goes straight past and you can creep along. There is a window between it moving where you might be able to dart across and get towards the alleys on the other side and move deeper. Or you can wait it out and see if something else comes.
I mean, I think we said we were trying to get deeper, so we probably do dart across and try to make it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is this a stealth penalty into disaster, or is this a pushable to not?
This is a stealth roll to make the dart across. Because you went around, you have the window. You'll get a bonus dice, but failure will be being spotted.
All right, let's give it a shot. You reckon, Chaz? Give it a shot.
I give it a shot. I don't think we got time to slow down now.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, that's a fail on mine. Fail on yours. That'll bring mine into a success. Wait, oh no, sorry. I read. It came through as I clicked the bonus button.
That's fine. Keep that. You rolled
likable,
it's just a d6, a d10. Keep the first one. Sorry.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah,
no,
sure.
don't. You're right. Let's establish using the right one. I think that's a good call. We'll keep
Sure.
a second.
In which case, it's still a success. I just have to spend some luck.
Noted.
Which
Jackson?
I do not have much, but it's good.
Okay.
No.
As you try and make the first dart along, things moved around. It's beginning to circle the corner, so you can't see it, but there's a couple of stragglers moving along, calling out for Tommy. As you move across, you don't make it in time as one of them swings around, looking at you through the torch blaze. Do either of you want to spend the luck?
Do you have the luck to do it? Because I've succeeded.
It's all of my luck.
I mean, I have 3 luck. I think if we get caught, we're going to get into a fight. And then if one thing goes wrong here, look, Chaz,
You've got a bit of distance, so there's a chance you just bolt. and
Yeah,
turn it more into a chase, but it's up to you.
That's fine. I think if they haven't spotted you, I can. Well, no, we're not talking about this, are we? I think if they haven't spotted you,
This resolves the encounter, or you can take the encounter and have to resolve it a different way, and you might have to spend luck. I would do it, especially, it's up to you though.
This is the last of it, though. This is all of your luck.
you speak the truth.
Stop taunting him.
I'm gonna spend all of my luck now and blame Jamie when I need it later.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the compromise. That's for sure. Okay. The two of you go sprinting across, and the person at the back of the party hears something move. He swings around, torch held high, and squints into the shadows, but it must have been nothing. And he went, fucking cats. Swings back and then moves back to rejoin the others and continue circling around. Chaz and Katie, you have sprinted into the side of one of the houses, and you're beginning to squeeze closer. As you move through this one, you can see ahead of you there is an open street, another house, and then on the other side you can make out smoke, fire, and what seems to be singing. You are very close at this point, and not far at all. Going back to Abe and Tommy, the things continue to move around, and they are moving along the street. More are coming. In the distance, you can hear it, and you're still on the outskirts of town.
Hopefully, we'll be able to circle right the way around as they're gone, and then follow into town, try and get into the center of town, even if we have to come at it from a different angle. Basically, try and find Chaz and Katie. Try and get to the center of town.
Okay. Abe, did you want to say something?
Just double checking the information that you gave us.
Yeah.
Is that everything that we in character know?
If
Or
you
is
have
there
something
anything-
else that you might know, that's you can.
No.
ask.
I'm asking if like everything you gave us in there we know.
Yes.
Because I'm just working on the basis of whether it's like for player knowledge or for character knowledge.
No. You have all
Yeah.
that. You have all that. That's
Right.
That's what you
Then that gives me a much clearer goal of what's going on.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Mabel doesn't know where Amanda is, but we know about the singing.
Oh yeah.
I gather that is where she probably is. So yes, we will head there. Head into the center of town and deal with that.
Okay. All right. So you move along, just going around the side of it and trying to time it. I'm going to need stealth or similar rolls to cross this gap, or you could try and clamber up and get onto a roof and make a leap across or something similar. Given that the timing, the previous one, they found a window and they got lucky. There's going to be a straight roll, unless you have something that you can shift the tide, a distraction you can make or something similar.
I can try and be stealthy. I can try and persuade my way through, but I don't.
Yeah, I think we just go. I've got one thing I can do, but I'm kind of.
You are not putting yourself in danger.
No,
Thomas.
it wasn't that. I've been practicing the thing you taught me, but I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I could. I've been practicing.
Well, now.
Some magical
Are there any
bullshit about to go
livestock
down.
farm animals nearby?
Not that you've seen farm animals,
Or
but
not
there's
even-
a,
not
there's a
even
number of
livestock, well.
cats that have been moving
That's
around the
right.
area.
We've established that there are so many stray cats for some
Quite a few
reason.
cats.
Fucking logs.
Well,
How about
mean-
I try to make a ruckus with or ask one of them to make a bit of a ruckus? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, they're just cats, but
well, I was gonna save this for a little later, but given that it is your birthday, and I'll reach into my other pocket and I pull out a similar smooth river stone, but it's like a sort of dull kind of charcoaly grey, but it's got bits of bluish white through it, which
Hell yeah.
Dave, if you'll allow, I'd like that to be some of that fancy mineral.
Yeah, 100%. That's in the area. Yeah.
Yeah, that's which
Ascallion?
my stone has a little. It's almost like eggshell specked with it, but it's not as much. This one, it looks like sort of a lightning bolt through it. And actually, I'm gonna change it. It's gonna be a pale river stone because white calf and all that. So I'm gonna hand that over to you and be like, now I know you got
Cool.
into a lot of the new magics. But it's the old ones that keep us going. It's the old ones that see us through.
Okay.
I know you haven't done this before. I'm glad you've been practicing, but, well, you're 16 now, you're a grown man. Let's see how you do. And I would like to assist, because I think we established, while I don't know that I have it on my character sheet, this is something that I have taught Tommy.
Yes.
So if
Yes,
possible,
you
I would like to
taught me.
assist and make it easier on the, like, power roll first casting bullshit.
100%. 100%.
If there's like a horse or some large animal that can cause problems as opposed to like a cat.
Shitload of
Or
cats.
I mean, because the spell's one animal, whereas
is
I
a
feel like
targeted
one farm
one.
animal, or it's like, I mean, farm animals are pretty big, or just like a bunch of cats.
The problem is most things have scattered or been
Yeah.
sacrificed. Go ahead and make a luck roll.
Okay. Yes.
If we get to resolve this campaign by having people ride past on a horse and rifle shot the cultist, oh my god.
Nah.
Unfortunately,
Nothing
most of the
around-
animals
there's nothing
seem
around
to.
here.
All animals have split except those stupid or cunning enough to remain, meaning it is only the cats. As you look around, one of them, a sort of a large tabby with a missing eye, has seated itself and is beginning to claim domain over the library. It's on the highest of the stone
Checks
steps,
out.
and it seems to be completely oblivious to the monstrous creature that just went thundering past it. It sits there and flicks its tail slightly in the gathering storm.
I think we just gotta go. There's nothing big enough here to help me out.
Have you seen an angry Tom?
What's he gonna do against the tree?
No, it's not. It's not the tree that's the problem. It's the people. The tree's bugging off. It's the people we need to get past. You get an angry
Okay.
Tom biting people's legs and scratching up their ankles, they're gonna be paying way more attention to that cat than either of us. I think
Okay.
it's worth a try. And as I said,
I mean,
it's about
alright.
time
It's
you
worth
gave
a
it a
try.
go.
Okay, it's worth a try.
What's the worst that could happen?
So many things, but yes.
Hell
As far
yes.
as Abe's concerned, the
I'm
worst thing
going
that
to
happens is like
Tom.
you need a bit of a lie down for a while until you kind of like regain your senses.
I'm
Because
going to ask the cat to make a ruckus and make a distraction and attack as many people. Like attack
Okay. So it
attack
needs to be-
cultists. Make a ruckus. Be a dick.
Yeah, so it was attack
Be a
them
cat.
is the general thing. All right, so you catch up. What does your magic look like, Tommy? What have you been trained to do?
Well, because it was all with the cult stuff, I think it's probably, there's no actual culty things happening, but to Tommy, that's how you cast magic. So he pricks his finger a little bit on this very
Fucked up
ugly
knife.
looking but not at all cursed knife, like just a knife, and kind of just drops a bit of blood on the ground, and while staring intently, like eye contact with the cat, and like in the space between the drop of blood coming out of his finger and hitting the ground, he kind of whispers what he knows the spell is, and it has to happen before the blood hits the ground.
Hell yes.
Don't
All right,
forget your stone.
Go ahead and make
And
a
it's
power
like, yeah, he's
roll.
got the stone clasped in his hand.
Go ahead and make a power roll, and you have a bonus dice. You need a hard success.
Nah.
Okay, so there's an option. You can
Okay.
push this. You pay the cost of the spell, and it costs extra. It will be multiplied, basically, as you commit to it. So there is a risk of burning yourself out, and then you can go ahead and roll once more. Even if you fail this power roll, the spell is cast. However, there are extra effects and things that can begin to happen.
Nah, I'm not gonna.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm not gonna burn myself out on this one. Not on one cat as a distraction.
Okay. You slice your thumb, and the drop falls. And the cat doesn't seem to react. It flicks its tail dismissively and stands up,
Turns its back on me. It's like, oh,
begins to walk
It's
away.
all right. Cats
yes, cats for you. That's cats for you. Let's go.
are
Stealth.
cats are bastards. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it. You got it. Yeah, I saw it. There was a spark there.
There was
I know
something.
you're gonna
there
get
was
it.
something. I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I've been practicing.
Now,
Maybe
if you
next time I
feel-
gotta put the blood on the stone. I don't.
No. The stone's for grounding. It's the stones to
Oh.
keep you. It's the difference between cult magic and our magic, right? Cult
Okay.
magic tries to take you up there, and Abe will point at like the sky and the stars. We like to stay down here near the ground. The stones help us stay.
Whereas
Yeah,
our magic
ground.
tries
You
to
don't
kill
wanna-
you.
You don't want
Yeah.
to go out into the cosmos. Nobody wants to do that.
No, stars are pretty but dangerous.
I think we just try. I think
Like
we
your
just
grandma.
go.
Now come on.
What's the plan? Flight sprint?
Stealth.
Yeah, we're gonna
Just gonna try and
attempt
sneak
to
past.
stealth.
Okay.
If I need to sprint, maybe Abe gets a bit sprightly, but for now we'll attempt.
Alright, so before you roll, you circle it. Oh, okay. There's a don't roll just
That's
yet.
lockable.
As you move around the corner, you begin to. There's a couple of false starts. You get there and you sort of take a few steps out, and then something's beginning to come. You move back and hide for a moment, and then eventually you kind of just get to a point where you're just going to have to trust to luck, at least for Tommy. Take the sprint and crash across the street and hope that nothing's watching when you make the run. Abe, if you want to go ahead and roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna luck that into a success.
Oh shit. Okay. It's just luck. You sort of time it several times. You're listening for things. The wind is whipping up and it's hard to make anything out. Occasionally you can just get a catch of that singing and then suddenly make a flat sprint darting across, and by fortune or some other favor, no one is looking at you when you do so. You dart across to the other side and are amongst the interior houses. You mean to creep your way along, getting deeper inside, and I just want to confirm where Chaz and Katie are going to be when you get out here. So Chaz and Katie, this is a few minutes will have passed. You guys made the sprint over. There's still a couple of like rows of buildings and things, but you are on the interior, and it seems like the bulk of the patrols have been starting inside and going further out. Every building you go through here has like broken windows or has begun to be burned. They've scoured everything and made sure no one is staying inside of these. Moving along, you just get towards the interior, and you could try and clamber up something and get an eye line on the central area, or you can just try and cross the street and get a look. At the moment, it's more just hearing it, nothing you can see.
I just went to look at our town map here, and someone's drawn tiny little flames on all the buildings on our map.
Oh,
Who could do
that's
such a
cool.
thing? I don't know if the viewers at home can see that.
I've just shown it.
Very good.
Well, while we're here, does anybody want to pan across the right and cross off a large series of images and replace their eyes with skulls?
Oh yeah,
Just
who's,
chew through the surviving cast.
who's no longer with us?
Most of them.
Jason Haggerty. Still alive? We
He's in
left him
jail.
locked up
He's the
somewhere.
one that you
He's
locked up.
locked up.
Yeah, great,
Mabel's
excellent.
currently alive.
Yep.
We
Agnes
need to
is
cross
very
off,
much dead.
Agnes dead.
Is
Dr. Perry.
Reverend Wilson
Yeah,
is
I'm
dead.
sorry, you weren't here last week. Agnes kind of died.
I tuned in very briefly, and all of those characters were still alive when I tuned in.
oh well. I know we've killed off the deputy already. Is the Reverend alive?
Nope.
Reverend.
Amazing.
Not anymore.
Great.
No, he choked on his words.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's where I came in. That's where I tuned in. That was great. That was very
Is
disgusting.
Rydell alive?
Rydell hasn't been searched for.
Okay.
No.
They didn't go to the.
So so we've got the hat guy, Harlow, I think it was.
Oh, Harlow.
The Haggertys, Spencer, Wendell, Rydell are currently unaccounted for as far as I can tell. And then who knows whether any of our Federated Oil and Chemical are alive.
That's right. Okay. Katie and Chaz, where are you heading?
Just getting the best view we can, right? Of the.
Well, I mean, if we can hear the singing, we just have to. We basically want to approach it. Obviously, if there is a vantage point that we can use around.
Yeah, I was saying, do you want to risk trying to climb up something, or are you just trying to creep to? What do you do?
Yeah,
I like it.
Look, if we can climb, I'd like to. I'm a good climber. I'd go for a vantage point if we can get one.
Yeah, I'm not a bad climber, but you go first.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay. Actually, don't make a roll.
Don't make
yeah,
a
at
roll,
least.
James.
You get to like one of the buildings, and Chaz gives you a hoist up. You can get up towards some of the guttering and get a couple of arms in and pull yourself up higher, climbing up towards the top. Chaz, you can begin to follow the path laid by Katie and reach the roofs, and you can look down into the town square. There is a ring of buildings around the outside of it, and the town square itself is this beautiful little like lawn space with a bunch of walking paths carved throughout it and a few like little bushes and spots made for them. In the center there is a large statue dedicated to veterans of, I believe, the Civil War. And there is a huge cannon placed just before it, which is fired during festivals and similar seasons. Garlands have been strung up around the outside of it, little like ropes with flags and things tied to them, and there's a number of small scarecrows scattered throughout and amongst them. Little booths for selling pastries and hosting games and things are dotted throughout the region, but all of this is underneath the shadow of the immense swirling storm that is above it and beginning to spiral down towards its center. The stage, which has been created, has been almost drenched in layers of blood that have begun to spill down and across it, and there is a large stone slab similar to that which you found behind Bellwether's property, which has been placed in the center, and standing behind it is Amanda Wells holding this like jagged black looking knife and looking up towards the clouds above her. Two more of those, what you imagine are probably dark young, are standing towards her sides, but these ones are different. They're smaller. They look more like people who have been violently modified. It looks as though their arms have erupted and dropped down several feet, almost like gorillas, to drag on the ground behind them. Their back, like the spine, has broken out to send tentacles and almost like a series like dorsal fins up towards their front, and their head, abandoned, hangs loosely in the front of their body, just gazing limply to the ground before, as instead just a mass of tendrils stands over it to like flay out and almost sensing the air around it and occasionally humming in the wind. There are a group of people corralled into a what looks like it might have been for like a petting zoo or something off towards the side, where they are all tied up and lying on the side. Occasionally one will limply move or try to look around, but a number of guards, maybe like 6 or 8, and these are the older folks of the town, are standing around it. They are armed with shotguns and similar weapons, watching the area and making sure that none of them try to escape. Eventually Amanda, holding one of the members of town, no one that you recognize fortunately, draws a knife along their throat, lets it spill out towards the ground, and then drops it forward onto the stone. A ring of children dancing around the entire stage continue to like leap and bound as they move around, singing and dancing, and then when the body slumps forward and falls to the ground below, a couple of them will grab it and dragging it along towards the edge of the street, still skipping and singing. It leaves a trail of blood as they get towards the garlands which are strung up, and they hoist the body up and lash it to one of the posts where it stays limply, still not completely dead, although the others, and you can see there's maybe 6 or 7, have already died. As Amanda calls out once more and raises her hands in adulation of the clouds above, there's a ripple of lightning that goes through it, and for a moment you can clearly see something in there beginning to manifest. I need both of you to make sanity rolls.
Very fair. Oh, come on. That's a failure from me.
Nice.
Okay.
On a Chaz, come on.
On a failure, I'm going to ask both of you to roll a d10.
Jesus.
Now, you could ask us to do that, Dave.
Nay, demand.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was demand.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. 1d10.
How sloshed are we? Just with
You will ignore 4 and under. Katie will ignore 2 and
you
under.
rolled a 5? Oh, that's the worst. Oh,
right, so it's not
close.
subtract. It's if it's small enough,
It is
it's
ignore.
nothing.
It's basically get
but
like
otherwise,
a full.
it's nothing.
That's right. This is enough to break through the buzz.
Which means you will trigger a bout. And I just want to like all. I mean, I don't know how serious it is. All I'm assuming is that we have to take
fairly
out
fucking
Amanda
serious.
because that seems like all we can do is. But you know, with a bout, I don't know.
Sorry to be clear, you're not entirely sure. There are a bunch of other members of the young down there singing and dancing. It possibly one of those would step up and join it. You just don't know.
That's what I meant to say when I don't know how serious this is. I was like, maybe it's just if she's the key because John taught it to her, the deputy, and no one else can like fulfill that role. But yeah, no idea.
It also seems to already be. Actually, we'll maybe do a Cthulhu Mythos roll. Go ahead and Katie roll your d10 as well. which you
ignore it.
will ignore. Holy shit. Okay. All right, we are going to park the two of you there then, because we'll reveal the bout when the others get there. But as you look down on this, Chaz, this just breaks straight through the buzz that you're holding. You can see this thing reaching through the clouds from distant worlds to grab at those on the ground. You can see the strung up people sacrificed in its name. You can see what some of these people have been turned into, those monsters down on the street. And you can't even begin to imagine a way that you can fix any of this. Hell yes.
That giggle was really creepy.
And peals of laughter begin to ring out from the roof. Abe and Tommy, as you break across and begin to move through, you're sort of like siding around. You're getting close. You can hear singing, and then you as well will see that roll of lightning through the clouds above. And as you look up towards it, you think you can hear like a giggle or something from one of the roofs, and you can just make out, perched on one of the roofs, like a pair of gargoyles, Katie and Chaz, their forms bulked out by the magic that like gives them armor, are looking down at the town center below, and you can see Katie trying to like get through to Chaz. What do the two of you want to do?
Oh, there they are.
Right. Get up.
Up. Do we want to go up, or are we going in?
Also, as Chaz continues to laugh, it's getting louder and louder.
Oh.
It's a matter of time before
We're not-
someone begins to look up and hears him. You can now what was like thin giggles is now like guffaws as he just continues to
okay.
roll
I'm
and
gonna,
laugh.
I'm gonna kind of sort of start dragging Abe away, like in the other direction to the room. Like, nope. But also, Abe, do you reckon that cannon still works?
I reckon so.
You
Finally,
know it
someone
does.
says what we're all thinking.
Some of you have been in town when it's been fired. It's fired during festivals. It is loaded by the sheriff, and he keeps the gunpowder stored in his office at the sheriff's office. But it is very much functional, although it has not been loaded with shot in some time. Instead, it just fires a blast of confetti and shit.
Why don't we put some shit in the cannon and then some gunpowder in the cannon and then light the cannon?
Well, I say that's a mighty fine idea. Do you know how to fire a cannon?
No.
Great. I know where the gunpowder's kept. Come with me.
Oh, let's go. And we're like, as Chaz is starting to laugh, we're like, oh, we're not going. We're not dealing with that.
I mean, if he was
Let's do
down
big
on the
as we go.
ground, I could probably get some sense into him, but like he's up there and I do not climb.
It's funny you say that, because as the two of you begin to step away and head
gotta
towards the
go.
sheriff's office, going back up towards the roof, Katie, Chaz is beginning to laugh uncontrollably. You're concerned at first that like someone might look up and see him, but they're kind of in the midst of their chance, and if it continues, someone's bound to. But for the moment, you see him as okay, and you sort of reach up and clamp a hand over him. And you go, be quiet, be quiet. Then he begins to roll, actually like caught in like shuddering laughter, and now you're concerned that he's going to fall off the fucking roof as he like rocks back and forth near the edge, and he's bigger than you. What are you doing?
I am going to desperately try and hold him in place, keep a hand over his mouth, and stop him from falling off the edge. Just come on, hold it together, it's okay.
Which of these are you prioritizing? If you had to choose one, is it keep him quiet or keep him safe and still?
He can't fall. I keep him safe beyond keeping him
Okay.
beyond.
Can you go ahead and make a strength roll, Katie? And Chaz, what's your build? And Katie, what's your build? I think you're both build 1, right?
Yep. Here we go.
Actually, okay, yeah. No.
Too slow, Dave.
Nice.
You got 9 points luck there,
Failure
right?
on the strength check.
Okay.
9 points luck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not enough luck.
All right. Katie, you're like leaning for. What are you doing? What does it look like as this is happening?
I think kind of like wrestling sort of towards the side, and I mean, I imagine Chaz basically just essentially bucks, and these buildings are weak, and like a section gives way, and we go and we tumble off the side. Would you allow me one thing, Dave? Could I please, as like maybe the lip of the building gives way and roll, could I please push this with a climb check with the penalty of also going over the edge?
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Nice.
I will say, all right, so you try and hold on to Chaz. You got one like hand clamped over his mouth and he's just gasping with laughter. He slips backwards. One of the tiles of the shingles gets like flung out from underneath him. He teeters over the edge and there's like a flash of when you almost went over the edge into the river and Chaz grabbed you, and you reach out and try and grab him, but he's too big and he begins to give way, and you both going over. You reach back and try and grab like one of the gabling as you go down. Go ahead and push this. Let me give context first. He's made sound already, so that one's kind of lost. You can go ahead and push this with the climb, and this is going to be minimizing the damage for Chaz. You can't fully grab, like you haven't had the setup for climbing things, but this will minimize it if you can succeed it. Again, failure very much. You are risking going over yourself here.
If we had this conversation, if one of us goes down, the other one's coming too. Here we go. Climb, check, pushed. For a success.
Okay. As you go over, Chaz begins to fall from the second story. You like slide out past him and like land down on those lower balcony. You can get an arm around it, and you hold Chaz as he's like laying over the edge. You are not going to take any damage, Chaz, as you're holding against it. But as you're teetering out over the brink, held back, seeing Katie straining with the weight of you to hold you up, you just can't help but find this the funniest situation in the world. And with Katie unable to clamp your mouth, you just begin to scream with laughter. And people begin to notice moving towards you.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, Abe and Tommy, they are closer now. They're down on the second story, and after a moment, Katie, you can like safely drop Chaz from here to the ground and drop down after. You are on the ground once more, but things have absolutely be alerted. You are all together effectively. What are your immediate actions?
We're gonna go get the cannon, and we gotta go. Like,
to be clear, you'll need to get gunpowder from the sheriff's office first, and then you'll need to make your way to the cannon in the center. Otherwise, it's an empty cannon. Just heads up.
Yep, that's the plan. I'm gonna take one look at Chaslav and be like, "Oh God, I'm sorry," and go. Because our priority is stopping this, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't do anything for you," and I'm gonna head towards the sheriff's.
Okay, Tommy and Abe are gonna bolt for the sheriff's office.
Well,
Katie and
I don't know
Chaz.
about Abe. That's what Tommy's doing. Tommy looks around, like is looking at the crowd, who's definitely will have heard this, and it's just like, "I'm sorry."
You can see torches beginning to come through some of the houses. People had. That said, this might have brought some of the people away from the send.
Well,
so there's people coming from the surrounding houses. Like, we're about to get swarmed by a bunch of people is the vibe. This isn't like a...
It's like laughing. They won't send everyone. They'll send enough to check things out and deal with it.
But because my thought is, I
guess you don't know.
I don't have a good sense. I don't have a good sense of the number of the young who are around here acting and in proximity.
There was the 8 guards that were placed around it, and there was the bunch of like the people doing the ritual mainly. They'll probably send some of the guards towards it because they don't need 8 to hold other people there. There's also the 2 like changed people, and there's another couple of people moving around, but the patrols are not here. You've passed them. They're further out, so it's kind of just dealing with these ones here unless they start bringing people in, but they're still busy rounding folks up from the outer perimeters. It's probably like from the torchlight that's coming, it's probably a group of, I don't know, 3 or 4, but they'll be able to call back for more from where they are. They're just coming to see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's get over there and get ready to engage. And I mean, we're caught effectively. Now we go to, I mean, it's the same thing as in the Migo base. When we've got small groups of them, try to take them out. We've got an aim to take out Amanda. I don't think we can outrun this at this stage. So,
actually think if we can see that people are coming over, then instead of going for the cannon, we'd probably go to the if this is a distraction drawing people away from the center, I'll sneak around, try and go in the center and get people out if I can, or stab Amanda in the throat.
Okay. Immediate actions for everyone. What's the play? Tommy's gonna play split off to the side and hide and circle round. Chaz, you basically can't hide effectively. Wherever you do, you can still act. You've still got control, but you are just constantly, occasionally racked with laughter, and you can't basically hide or avoid people seeking you out.
Grab a gun.
Click clack.
I grab Chaz's arm, share a meaningful glance, and then pull him towards the battlefield where we shall confront these bastards.
So you're going to rush towards the ones that are coming towards you. Abe?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna look at this young man here and try and get some sense into him.
Okay. Are you going to stop them? So you'll need to stop them from moving.
I mean, I'll just stand in front of him.
Yeah.
And be like, wait a second. And
Chaz and Katie?
I mean, I'm not sure how this is going to impact Dex order, but like,
This is slowing you down. This is doing something apart from rushing at them.
What was the question?
I mean, do we want to stop and like basically get you treated?
Well, you also don't
before
necessarily
rush,
know.
or
Like,
do we
Abe,
want-
you can... What are you telling them that you're doing? If you're just standing and telling them to stop,
I just will
Tommy's
step in
also
front
beginning
of
to
it.
head off.
Yeah, but I know that these two are meant to help us.
I'm intending to stay on the roof.
You're off the roof. You fell
I
off.
think
Fell off the roof.
Oh, it fell off?
Yeah, you're on the ground again.
Yeah, after lowering you, we kind of like tumbled down basically, but we didn't
Very
do
good.
damage from it because of the
I
because of the
gotta
climb.
start paying attention. That's fine.
Okay, I mean, look, I think I'm gonna dart past Abe because I'm not the one that Abe is talking to, so I'm gonna try and get into position. If Abe sort of grabs Chaz and locks eyes, that's out of my hands.
Oh, well, despite the laughter, I'm going to do my best to indicate that I can still hold a shotgun and pull the trigger.
Yeah,
Which is hilarious.
And I'm not impeded.
Yeah, that. I will just start talking at him. He can go or stay as he pleases. But I'm attempting to calm him the fuck down.
Chaz,
Can you do
wanna
that?
stay?
Yeah, if you're making
I'm
interesting
assuming
Okay, this is gonna-
I can use psychology for this. Can I?
It's
not?
actually psychoanalysis,
Psychoanalysis.
but because you create a character, we'll say you have like 30 or 40 in it. That's fine because it's part of what you want to do. It's
I mean, I can.
psychoanalysis. But that's
I
fine. That's just moving points around.
can-
Don't
Yeah.
worry about
Okay.
it. This is, you are not going to the fight. Katie has sprinted off towards the fight. Chaz, you are staying here for a moment. This will take a little while. It takes a while to snap out.
No, I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna let Katie go on ahead on her own. She doesn't get all the fun.
Oh god damn. Right, never mind then. Abe will swing around and look to see if he can see where Tommy has gone, and
You see a flash of Tommy just darting around one of the corners.
yeah,
Head off.
then we'll follow after Tommy.
Okay, all right.
Going after Amanda.
Abe and Tommy
here we go.
sprint off around the corner and begin to dart heading around, again, kind of going that clockwise pattern. This will take you one block away from the sheriffs, which is again, though, on the outskirts, so you have to dart past patrols once more. Or you can also cut in towards the field from here at your prerogative. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Chaz, you dart across to meet with Katie. I'm still laughing, loading rounds into the rifle as you go. As soon as you get
Love
there,
it.
Katie's got her back towards one of the walls. But when you swing around, given the chuckling and given you're going out to see them, neither of you are getting a jump on them. It's going to go straight to Dex as these things come around, and with a couple of shotguns loaded, they're going to raise them and start moving towards to fire at you as soon as they will see that you are not members of their own particular faction. What are your dex orders? Remember, if you have a readied firearm, you can increase your dexterity by 50.
Nice, 100.
Oh,
Okay, so Chaz is gonna be on 100. Katie, you're going for the Cudge. Give him the whack. You're muted.
You're muted, James. James, you're muted.
You're muted.
We hear
Sorry,
nothing.
thank you. Sorry about that. Yes, I was going for the cudgel. I apologize. I wasn't thinking about readied firearms. I know that Chaz has given himself away. I don't have the opportunity to stealth here.
Yeah, you know, if you're, yes, I'm fine for you to try and do that. Go ahead and make a stealth roll.
Okay, here we go.
I just ran away from a therapy session so that you wouldn't be on your own. Now you're gonna disappear on me? All right.
That's a good point. I guess.
No, please do. Please do.
Yeah.
All right. Extreme success.
Invisible
Oh,
darkness.
I'm glad you did.
So, Chaz, you come around the corner, loading rounds. Are you using the rifle or the shotgun? Just so I can picture it.
I think it's shotgun time.
Yeah,
isn't it?
hell yeah. jamming rounds in the shotgun, snapping it closed. You come around, you got the thick jacket, the augmented skin underneath. You're just laughing to yourself, and you can see there are 3 of these older guards walking down the same thing towards you. Towards the back of them, you can see these brightly colored pendants hanging in the wind, and then you notice that one of them's not a flag, it's someone's bruised arm, like draped loosely and dangling back and forth as these 3 people come forward, snap up their own guns, and are going to fire towards you immediately. Now, they are faster, they have a higher dexterity, but that's kind of boring for me. And given you're both going into it, I think this turns into like a sort of like a quick draw, get the jump on them situation. There's an alternate roll, which is rolling for initiative, which I really like. So go ahead and make a dexterity roll, and I'm going to roll for them as well. There's a chance for you to outdraw them.
Here we go.
Oh, sorry, was that me or Katie?
It's just, we'll just resolve. You 2 will go first, because this is just the draw fire, and then you can try and swing back. So that is a success from Chaz. I'm going to roll for their one now. And there's a failure from them. Chaz, you come up. They have that moment's hesitation. They don't necessarily know who you are, but then you just crack and fire at them. Shotgun, we'll say you guys are within medium range to begin things, and then you can try and close the distance further.
Medium range. All right, here he goes.
Oh no.
Damn it.
But I had a bonus die.
I don't know that you did.
Oh, okay. I thought if I said it confidently enough.
Medium range, and medium range is noticeably not within point blank.
It's just the most blatant. Like, if I speak it, maybe I'll think of one that I should have given to. I genuinely had a pause. Like, I don't think you did.
There was a chance. Because you give out bonus dice all the time, Dave.
I do love it. I do love bonus
thought...
dice. All right, you fire, thinking that some twist of fate might give you the edge, and unfortunately, it's not here, baby. You're in the eye of the storm, man, and they're all gonna shoot you. You crack out, begin to throw yourself around cover, as well as Katie weaves around, but not before. Bang, bang, bang. 3 shots are gonna ring out, firing towards you, one after the other. Now, you can try and dodge here. Jackson, you can throw yourself behind cover, and if you succeed it, you will be on the other side of a wall. They won't be able to get a shot at you. Even if you succeed, you're losing your turn next round, or your attack next round. But if you succeed, they will not be able to hit you as you just throw yourself to the side and out of the way. 3 of them are shooting you.
I got 1,000,000 armor. This is the time to take the hits and make them think I'm invincible and I'm gonna live forever.
I love that. All right.
So can I turn this into an intimidate roll when they hit me and
yeah, you can maybe do that on your next turn. That sounds sweet.
That's fine.
I love that. All right. So the first one's going to fire at you. That's a success.
God.
Also a shit damage roll.
Yeah, that's all they got.
Yep. All right. That's the first attack against you. The second one's going to fire.
And it's gonna miss.
It's gonna
nice.
miss.
Thank God.
A lot of those. And the final one is also gonna fire towards you, and that is a hit as well.
Oh my God!
But only
I'm just
a 3.
gonna check to make sure that I put those damage dice in there correctly.
Yeah, the second one was a 6 max damage. The one that missed was max damage.
Stupid ass guns. All right, that's gonna do it. Nice. These are only like these are like farming shotguns for like hunting, boids and things. You've got the military issue shit. So bam, bam. You will take 6 damage. Separate instances, both of which will reduce.
In front of the magic armor?
Both will be reduced by 1, so you take 4 damage to your augmented hit points.
Outstanding. It tickles.
Yeah. They are walking towards you. They are going to close the distance into the 10-yard range, point blank, as they fire, coming towards you. And they're just like jamming back the whatever that thing's called, the pump each time and firing towards you as they get closer, and you're just standing there taking the hits, laughing at them.
I allow the storm to billow my coat backwards so they can all see my chest is distinctly unpunctured.
And what they don't see is Katie right behind them. Katie, what do you want to do? You are hidden from them.
I will jump in and attempt to crack one as hard as I can with my baton.
Go for it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but since I am stealthed, they do not get to riposte or dodge this. Or is that I get a bonus die? I'm never sure.
Take a bonus dice because I don't know.
And Dave loves a bonus dice.
I love a bonus
Hard
dice.
Success into a 9, and I'm going to give you 2 points of luck. 2 points, which is putting me on 1 point remaining.
That is an extreme.
To make that an extreme success.
They are going to riposte, but it won't matter. So they lean back and smack at you with the butt of the shotgun, but you've already closed the distance and you will deal a shitload of damage.
Specifically 9. Crunch.
Okay. That is a major wound, but they will go ahead and make a constitution roll. And they are still up as you just slam it across them, and you've broken this guy's nose. It's beginning to just pull down around his face as he leans down, staggers back, cocks the shotgun, and points it towards your chest and goes to squeeze the trigger. All right. Elsewhere, Abe and Tommy, you've begun to circle around the outside. You hear a boom of shotgun fire, and then 3 more responses of yet more as you circle around the side. You will now see the disaster unfolding here. You will see the 2 people that have been turned into monsters. You will see the corral of people being kept as gifts to the Dark God, and you will see it beginning to reach through the horizon to take what it is owed. Amanda is on the highest point, slitting throats and chanting up towards the thing in the sky above, and letting the bodies drop to the ground where they are taken and dragged, hoisted up onto poles and lashed into place. Can both of you please make sanity rolls for me?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
Nice.
Both of you take a d4.
Sure.
Okay. Not great. Not bad. Not terrible. We can handle with this.
Okay, not
Where are
terrible.
you headed? You have spotted, so some things have changed. Given the shotgun fire, people are beginning to move. The young hosting the ritual, most of the younger kids are still circling around the altar and the raised dais, I guess. Amanda doesn't seem to be distracted, and the 2 contorted, monstrous figures are not moving. They instead sort of have moved forward, arms long enough to drop to the ground below the stage in front of them and reach forward. And you can see the tendrils along their back, those sort of dorsal fins, beginning to splay and open at the extremities to let these little white whispers of almost hair reach out into the air and vibrate slightly amongst it, as if tasting the the rising atmosphere of the storm and sensing around it. Amanda also seems to disregard the action. However, the guards in place have thinned. 3 of them have headed over to directly engage Chaz and Katie, and 2 more are now walking towards it to see what's going on as well, which leaves a total of 3 guards still in position next to the people that have basically been corralled and held as future sacrifices.
Are they in a pen?
Yeah, they're in what looks like it was set up to be the petting zoo for the fair, and has been improvised as something much more sinister. They are also all bound and in the ground so that you can't clearly identify anyone amongst them. It looks like there's about 10 or 11 figures. It also looks like already 7 or 8 are strung up around the outside, already sacrificed, and Amanda is currently working through number 9.
I'm gonna try and get him out. Can you get Amanda or cause a distraction?
I think it might be better to go the other way around. You're a little bit niftier with the knife than I am with anything else.
Okay. I'll go for Amanda.
I don't like it, but
I don't like it either. But we got to take Amanda out, and if we can get those people out of here, then they don't have enough people to sacrifice, I guess.
How have they been
and those
stopped
guys are
from
making
leaving?
a hell of a distraction.
Trust and kept in a cage with 3 armed guards watching them. They also possibly have been pummeled a little bit just to soften them up. Like pummeling.
Which one of us is more likely to get Amanda? And is there anyone else participating in the ritual, or is it pretty much
Yes, there's a ring of 10 members of the young circling around it. They are unarmed. They are dressed in just Sunday clothes, spattered with blood and gore, and they are skipping around it. They are definitely participating in it. They seem to be the ones that bring up the next sacrifice and take the last one away.
Can't see a horse in the vicinity, a large, a draft horse or anything.
They had a petting zoo, so there's a chance. Do you want to go ahead and give me another luck roll?
Yeah. I could also do a spot hidden. No, it's not. I'm not lucky.
So not having any of
Tommy's
these animals have
having
been
a
either
bad
sacrificed or scared away.
Damn it. You're faster than me though, so I'm pretty stealthy and I got a knife and I can cut some bombs, but I've seen you move, Abe.
I got my words. I suppose I can go up and find out what's going on, at least.
Have you got a weapon?
You've seen the madness in their eyes.
Yeah.
If you walk yourself forward, you will find yourself next on the block.
Be killed.
You might be able to stall it and make a distraction, but Amanda as well at the head of all of this seems completely crazy. She's covered in blood at this point, and you can just see like a scowl. Her hair, already black and quite straight, has been is even more so just because it's drenched with blood and almost gunking together into braids or locks. She's looking down over them, and she draws a knife over yet the other one and seems to be not taking glee in the work, but just moving forward with it with a precision. She's clearly taking some sort of revenge or fervent zealotry. You saw this in Tommy when you first brought him here. Sure, with months of therapy, hypnosis, and mild electro, zapping or bullshit of the period.
Oh, hypnosis.
What?
The thing that they made me do, that they got me to. But if they get their hands on me, this is a risk, right? Because if they get their hands on me and sacrifice me, it's all over
Yeah.
for everybody.
I am particularly stealthy. I can talk and I can cook. That's what I got.
Okay.
And I got a shotgun, but
Okay. Can you maybe try and I'm gonna. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go for Amanda.
Right.
Maybe if I can get eyes with her and see if I can make her believe that I'm going to sacrifice myself instead of these people, and then jam the knife in her throat. I'd like to do that maybe, and you can try and get them out, get the others out while I do that, because I think that'll be a pretty big distraction.
Well, I can try that, or you all right going in on your own, or do you want backup?
No, but I gotta, because if we gotta get those people out.
All right, I'll try and get the people out.
Because then if I fuck this up, at least they're gone.
Yeah, but if you fuck this up, then they got you.
Well, yeah, but they gotta put me through the ritual, right? Abe, I know you don't want me to get hurt, but I'm not gonna let them do that.
You're a grown man. Make your own choices.
It's bigger than us.
You got a good head on your shoulders. And I should know. 'Cause I put it there.
You what? I didn't have a head. What?
Drink your soup. And get on up there. Go on, boy.
Okay. I'm gonna go up there, and my intention is to kind of get as close as I can, as stealthy as I can without being seen, and then kind of basically just pop out and be like, hello.
My intention is to get as close to all of the bullshit that's going on as humanly possible, and should anything go amiss and people start trying to deal with the stage thing, I'ma fire a shotgun very loudly nearby and start hollering.
Okay.
And then essentially try and work my way through to kick down some doors and just generally, I'm taking a leaf out of that old Tomcat's book.
Alright, awesome. So you'll hear another blast of shotgun fire from the nearby fight as you begin to head around the corners and close the distance. Tommy trying to skirt as close as possible to the stage, while Abe slinks around and heads towards the stalls or the pens where people are being held.
Is there are the pens entirely surrounded and entirely visible, or are there sections where it's sort of like a stables where there's around the back?
Sorry, the pens are pretty makeshift. It's literally like a petting zoo one. It's just a bunch of fences, basically. It would keep a goat in and probably would need maintenance to keep the goat in. But you can just hop it. It's a low fence. And you could even slide through a couple of the bars or whatever without issue. Yep. So we'll park you guys there for a moment as we go back to the shotgun fire. Another boom roars out, and everyone closes. Chaz, we go to the top with you.
Yeah, well, is my coat billowing intimidating enough?
Yeah, it looks
Is
sweet.
the laughter with the coat billowing and the utterly untouched chestal area?
Sure,
from
hell yeah. What are you
intimidating enough?
What are you saying? Are you just letting them be intimidated?
I'm not sure if I can speak, but I'm
mostly
hoping
giggling.
playing up the laughter will help.
What is your intent then, I should say?
Show them that I am howling with laughter at their attempts to shoot me and making it obvious that they shot me and I'm untouched. So y'all better get out of here and just scram, scatter.
Okay. All right, I like it. Before you roll, I'm just gonna set the stakes because I want to
What more
manage
can I
expectations,
say?
basically.
No, the entire town flees from me,
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah.
That's my expectation.
And the Elder God reaching through retreats to the cosmos because Chaz is shirtless. Fuck. So it's going to be an intimidation roll. Given that there's 3 of them, one did just get cracked across the skull by Katie, and there are more coming around the corner. It is going to be hard to have success. The instinct is also probably going to be, it will give them pause, absolutely, but they might get rallied when more come. This might be a chance to either break away or launch into a more effective attack immediately following. If you can manage to get an extreme, I think that will be enough to have them turn tail and flee for the moment at least.
And how many bonus dice do I have?
None. Straight roll, baby. It's not every... Oh, you got... All right. Hell yeah, dude. Don't do that at me.
Tee-hee.
Tee-hee, dude. All right. Cackling with laughter and with only the faintest trickles of blood oozing from beneath the shirt, Chaz swallows 2 shotgun blasts directly to the chest, holds his hand wide, and lets them see what little they have done. The 2 of them, continuing to approach forward, stall for a moment. They rack back the shotguns once more, but they don't know if this is effective. They also don't know if this is a gift given to you by their own master, and maybe you are not their enemy. They pause for a little while, long enough for none of them to take any actions, as you go back to the top with Katie. This one that you just slugged across the back of the head, he's reeling. He's not really sure what country he's in, let alone fight, but he knows that you are the enemy and he will have revenge. What do you want to do? You're no longer hidden.
Crack again. I mean, if this has given us a moment of reprieve, it is perfect. I will strike this fellow again.
Bip bap, go for it. He will riposte.
Coming up. Failure, and I cannot lock it.
You gonna give you a little smack in the head? Fumbles. You know what? He was on such a lot. I think genuinely, as you go for the swing, he twists around you as well, but is going to just.
I mean, it's a malfunction on his
blood
gun
loss
roll, right?
Oh fuck yeah, that's even better.
Yeah, I mean, like, so he can't shoot anymore, maybe.
Yeah, that's perfect. So he goes to slam it against you. The gun is scattered, broken, and he is going to be removed from the fight. He was wounded enough. This is actually, I'll give him another con roll actually, rather than just straight up take him out. Oh, he's a god. Fuck yeah, he's never
not
leaving.
giving up.
The gun is busted, but he is out from here. We're going to go back to the top again with Chaz. Technically, he didn't use the gun, so he actually should have gone second, but that's fine. What do you want to do on your turn? The shotgun struck. Basic weapons will go first.
Well, you said Chaz?
Shoot a different one.
That's me. No, well, no. If I get the impression that these people are going to leave me alone,
I think you just
probably
shoot
not
us.
indefinitely. I think they're probably gonna have a crack at you pretty soon.
then I will shoot them first.
Probably good call.
Still medium range.
No, close range. They walk towards you.
Nice.
That was
In
nice to
which
see
case,
the
do you
glistening
get a bonus die
musculature.
for,
Does that
yeah,
mean
you
I have a
point blank.
bonus die?
You have not only a bonus dice, Jackson Heenan, you deal more damage. It's tight as hell.
A boom. No.
Fuck, you don't have 3 points from the earlier sprint.
But that's okay. It's more about the theatricality of the thing.
It is.
Damn.
You don't win a war with bullets. You win a war with marketing. Not a lot of people know that.
Okay. Well, next turn you can roll for propaganda then. As you fire at them, they flinch, shake themselves loose, and they will move forward firing towards you. They're going to take 2 shots. I'm going to preserve some level of the shake, and they will not get bonus dice on these, but they are going to be within point blank range. From the next turn, they very much are. And one of them's going to take a swing at you, Katie. So the 2 shots against you first, Jackson. Click. Clack. It's a fumble. Another gun is out of commission.
Malfunction on a gun, and genuinely,
Another gun taken out of commission. Yeah, they're done.
Oh.
They're out. All right, Jackson, you will take 9 damage, reduced by 1 to 8. The other one fires, but in the wet and the rain, the slick blood, something's wrong with it. He begins to try and like that, and then just throws to the side, drawing a nasty-looking cleaver in its place.
Are you still up?
Oh yeah, I got 5 points of armor left, baby.
Oh,
This
good.
ain't nothing. Katie, one of them is going to take a swing at you.
I will riposte.
Go for it.
Success.
Success. Unfortunately, it is going to win. It will roll 1d6 plus 1 plus 1d4. You can enjoy 10 damage, James. Reduced by 1.
I would rather not. No, okay, I take it. I reduce my armor accordingly.
Do you still have health?
A lot. Yeah, but it's a lot of damage.
It's this nasty looking like scythe for cutting down like stalks of corn or grain, and just slides across your gut. It should have spilt your intestines down to the ground, but the armor in place is still holding you together for a while at least. We're going to go to one more round, and then we'll check back in on Abraham and Tom and see how they're going. So at the top, Chaz.
Just checking
There's
malfunction rule.
Possibly more coming.
Just to make sure we get the full kind of bang for our buck here.
Yeah.
So if it's a malfunction, it's just it doesn't shoot or whatever.
Yeah,
but if it's
gun
also
broke.
a fumble, then the keeper may choose whether the gun malfunctions or if some other outcome occurs.
Oh, hell
such as hitting
yeah.
an ally or the wielder injuring themselves in some way.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
And that
a
is very
fumble
much
is
a
actually
fumble.
worse than just a malfunction. And we just
Cool.
got
I tell you
two fumbles.
He dealt 6 damage, so let's deal the 6 damage to himself. That is not enough to be a major wound, but he will basically, as it goes up, there is a small explosion of the round in the chamber, and it will break open the gun, also blistering himself with shot. He will take 6 damage. Thank you, Jackson.
Nice. My pleasure. The malfunction is slightly different whether it's a break open gun or a lever action gun.
This appears to be a lever action. They're pump actions.
Pump action, so
So it's
there's more from there.
Pump action may imply
I think that's lever
break
action.
I wouldn't
open.
sweat it
I don't
beyond.
know,
I
guys.
think we're good from that point.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, no, because if it's lever action, then it's jammed, and they need to take a few rounds to fix it. That's the thing.
It exploded.
It's not good.
Did that happen to both of them? Like, did the first malfunction also explode? Because I know there was a con roll in there, but if it did
He also
damage,
rolled a fucking 100.
Well, actually, that
was him
fumble
swinging
was
with
the brawl,
it.
though.
I
okay,
faxed
cool,
that
cool.
one. That one's
Yeah.
out of action, but no damage to him.
that one just he swung it and clobbered himself with the back of the head. Yeah, go.
All right, Chaz, what are you gonna do?
Anyway,
Your turn?
you tell me it's my turn again?
I'm honored to be in the position to tell you that it is your turn again.
Well,
Here we
I'm
are.
going to take another shot. If there's someone still standing in front of me, I'm
Yeah, so
open
there's the one that
to
took
stop
6
doing
damage
that.
when he shot himself. There's the one that's on full, and there's the one engaged with Katie who just drew a knife across her chest.
Oh, nice. Well, I can't shoot a shotgun towards Katie, so I'm going to
That
start
will
with the one
apply
that's already...
penalty dice if you do that.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the one that's already mostly bloodied.
Click clack. You have a bonus dice for point blank.
Ow.
Not because I'm giving it to you.
A pow. 26.
Oh baby,
Hard.
that's 16 damage.
16 damage
You
on
ever seen a guy
hard.
turned into mist? Yeah. Shotgun roars. He's just exploded himself
try
with
to
his
do
own
it.
shotgun, and then he goes towards the back. He is dead as hell. Done.
Very nice.
Okay, that's one
What
remove.
else can I say? I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna make a move toward Katie, imposing myself on this Joker trying to stab her.
Yeah, okay. All right. So you head towards that. Not before this one. We'll take one final shot. Well, not necessarily final. He's still here. I will take another shot towards you. He has a bonus dice.
Didn't he just hit me?
No. That
Oh,
was
sorry,
that was
never
in
mind.
the last
Sorry,
one.
my bad.
Yeah, so this one goes, he has a bonus now. It's not an extreme, but that is 11 damage.
Down by
What?
1.
Reduced by 1 to 10.
Bad news.
How's Trix?
Yeah.
How many
Not good.
What are you
temporary hit
up
points
to?
did you have?
I had 5 points of armor left.
Mm-hmm.
4 hit points left.
Fuck.
Oh,
And do you have major wounds?
Fuck.
As in, you already have a major wound?
Yeah. Okay. All right. You
Yeah.
see Katie getting slashed at by this maddened cultist and lunge to put yourself between her and danger. As you move, this last one still standing, you've eliminated his friend, tracks you with the shotgun, squeezes the trigger, and it slams into your back through the coat, through the remaining armor, which begins to turn to just like mold and drop off you, and breaking open your back, leaving it peppered with shots. You stumble forward, and Katie, as you look over, you will see Chaz collapse to the ground, bleeding in the mud. He's not dead. He's dying. Yeah. But it's real fucking bad.
It is pretty goddamn terrible. And I think that there's a complete yell of desperation. And I try to think whether I'm going to just run over to him and hold on to him and try and see if I can heal him, even if that means I'm going to get shot in the back. God. So remaining, there's only one remaining child, right?
There are two.
There are still two.
One is very wounded, the one that is with you, and then there's one that is on full health and still armed with a shotgun.
God damn. I think if I run over to Chaz, it's just gonna be Katie dying too. And I think that deep down she knew that this was gonna happen, and she knew that the two of them were gonna go out fighting. So I will boldly swing towards the one with the shotgun.
Okay. Go to make a fighting brawl roll. Towards the one with the shotgun, the one that's got full health.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, let's go with the other one.
Okay.
Here we go.
Make an attack.
Extreme success.
I won't bother with the riposte. Again, what does it look like?
I think it's with a club, but there's no non-lethaling this time. I think some skulls are getting caved in. So a little just crack sound that shouldn't happen.
Powered by rage.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Lean over and just slam it against this guy, letting out a yell of terror and anger, and this dude's head crumples like paper. You can take a step forward to stand over Chaz's body now as this last one advances, and he lets out a little gurgle as he's trying to hold in the blood. He's still with you. You can see his eyes are still open. They're looking around. Maybe doesn't fully understand what's happening, but he can let out a few quiet words. But Chaz, you can begin to feel your vision shrinking. And as you look up into the skies, as it shrinks, the only pinpoint left is something beginning to breach the clouds. A huge tendril, monstrous in proportions, enough that could envelop the Statue of Liberty and beyond and pluck it from the earth. And it doesn't just end in like uniform flesh. Each of those break out into yet more tendrils, which are hooved and thorned and curved and twisted, and they begin to reach down towards the ground, spreading and breaking open as it goes, so that it could envelop every house in Cobb's Corners, so that it could touch every person in Cobb's Corners, and it could bring them all to the world beyond. And all you can do, spluttering on your breath, is laugh.
Was there a flash of lightning as it came out of the clouds?
God damn.
Fuck yeah. All right, let's leave the two of you there for a beat and check back in on our other heroic heroes. There's another crack of shotgun fire from the edge, and then you begin to execute your plan. So, Tommy, I understand you're a stealth roll to try and get as close as possible. Abe, probably the same as you try and circle round towards the edge. Both of you go ahead and roll. It's going to be straight rolls.
Oh, well. Had a good run.
That's
What are we thinking?
Is it lockable for you? Because it's lockable for me.
You guys are also very different targets at this point. One will definitely not break the other.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's personal.
You know what? I'm lucking it. It is luckable.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine is.
I mean, like, that's a little luck, but who really cares?
It's
at this point, yeah, I will luck mine as well for this one, for sure.
Okay.
Where's my luck? Oh, it's not too bad.
Abe sprints as like low and, you know, forgoing, like your age slows you, but only really because you have to accommodate your bones. Once you need to, you can still get that old speed, and you get the flat run across the thing, sliding towards the pens and seeing the muck below. You see inside their old friends, people you've known all your life, as well as some of the strangers that came to Cobb's Corners. There's a couple of military men dressed in like fatigues and things. There's Holly Rydell is amongst them down the ground, as well as the two Haggertys are bound and trussed down there, like face down in the muck, trying to look around in terror, and some of them are just looking up, gawping at the thing in the sky above that's beginning to come down. There are still 3 guards here, but they are mostly distracted. They're talking amongst themselves and looking out across to where a few of their friends have gone in pursuit of the laughter, and they can hear shotgun fire. Occasionally they look down to check on the people in the pen, but they're not scanning the area. They're not looking for you. Meanwhile, Tommy, you make a break towards the stage, and it's one of those temporary erected ones where you can get underneath it. Modern days, they'd run cabling and things underneath it, but this one's just because they're cheap. You get underneath it a little bit and begin to skirt along. You can feel those 2 big things, those people turned into monsters just above you, and you can just make out sort of a sound from where they are, as they almost like hoot a little bit, calling out to something above. You also hear like Amanda, who holds aloft, like bound by the hair, another person, and holds the knife just beneath her. And you hear her going, "Mother, we have not your calf. Mother, we have not your tools. We have only our love to give. Take these small mercies and hold us forever." And then she draws the knife across the throat.
Like to try and pop out before she
yeah.
gets another one. Like
right.
I'm literally just like swinging out, and I want to be on the stage. Like basically I would like to pop out directly in front of her, and my goal here is to hypnotize her and basically hold her, because you gave me hypnosis.
I gave you hypnotize. It's gonna be tough, but hey, that's what it's here for.
It's gonna be rough.
Okay.
And basically I wanted her to let me get close enough. I wanted to believe that I am here to have myself sacrificed because I don't want any more of the town to suffer, and I want to get close enough that my knife that's up my sleeve can come out of my sleeve and go into her neck.
So creeping along underneath it, you hear her beginning to call us out, and as she goes to drag the knife along, she suddenly stops because she's seen a visage, someone she'd sent people out to find, but she never thought might come to her. Little Tommy Baker is standing there, drenched in mud and gore. You've hidden the knife up your sleeve, and it's only a glint of metal that the viewers see, but she does not. You stand there looking innocent, looking confused, looking lost, but there's a rhythm to your movements. Ever so slightly, you rock your head back and forth just enough to draw her into that sense of comfort and let her believe the words that you're saying. Except there's 2 other figures on the stage as well. The 2 monsters don't seem to notice you, and as soon as you make a step towards the stage, they step forward slightly as well, those long arms reaching all the way down into the mud and the bone underneath it, and like leaning across towards you to inspect you. Again, the heads of the original people hanging limply down, and just tendrils flared out and humming towards you. Getting close is going to be risky, but maybe you can get her to come to you. What do you say?
Amanda, you don't need these people. Come here and let's finish this.
She holds the knife, and she lets the person she's about to kill drop to the ground. You are what she seeks. Can you go ahead and give me a hypnosis roll? She's vulnerable at the moment. She's expended a lot of genuine magic points, as well as power, and just like she's overseeing something she was never supposed to do. You know, as part of the cult, this was supposed to be Deputy John Cutter's role, and he's not here, and she's stepped up and she's doing a hell of a damn job, but she's burned out. If she can sense an easier option, if she can take this back the way that she originally meant it to, she'll take it. She lets the body drop, and she steps forward, and she goes, "Tommy, I'm so glad you came back. You wouldn't believe what it's been like, what I've had to do.
It's so terrible, honey. You don't have to do this anymore. I'm here. We can end this now.
Tommy,
come close."
He's gone.
I know,
John left
honey.
it. I had to do it all, and she's in my head.
It ain't right.
And she's so
It ain't
close.
right.
She's
You deserve so much better.
close.
Here, come here and close your eyes, and I'll help you do it.
She steps down into the mud, the two things just above her, and she walks forward. She's right in front of you. Her eyes still open. She's holding this jagged knife, and then as she gets closer, you were friendly when you were in the cult. She was kind of a weird kid, but she was, you know, your kids. You found things in common, and you were closer as anyone else could be. She trusts you enough, and she has fail safes possibly if her things go wrong. But it's enough that she closes her eyes and holds your hand. What do you do?
I stab her in the throat.
Fuck yeah! Go ahead and roll. Even if you fail, you're going to deal damage. This is just a chance for you to get higher. Take a bonus dice as well. See if you can set things up.
Brawl, yeah.
Or factually, basically, I'm going to do. She's kind of giving you willing. It's going to be a coup de grace if you can hit the success and get lower. Failing that, it's just going to be you do the damage and she might lunge back. So go ahead and roll. Take the bonus.
Hey.
25.
Hey.
You get. Is that?
I think I can.
Is that lockable down to anything?
I think it is. Let me just. Yeah.
If you can, the success is all you're gonna need. It's all good. You as you're doing. She's got her eyes closed. She's holding the dagger. She's like holding it up towards you, expecting you to take it and plunge it into your own heart. But like a flash, you let the blade fall from your sleeve, grab it by the pommel, and lunge forward. Where do you stab her?
Throat. I stab her through the throat. This is what I said I was going to do.
I mean, if she doesn't die, she can't speak.
It slices right through the windpipe and emerges out the back, breaking through the spine. Her eyes flash open in panic, and she lets out a gasp of air, and blood begins to bubble. Immediately, the two things up on the stage let out this like hooting call and lunge forward towards you. But Amanda, holding you, genuinely looks into your eyes, and you see betrayal at the heart of everything else as she blinks and like holding the blood, like reaches up to like splash it across your face as she collapses down to the ground.
I'm out.
And then you begin to run. All right, we are now going to roll everyone into one big dexterity order because it's all a fucking disaster. So, first of all, Abe. Yeah, sorry. Did you want you are that happened for a while? Abe, is there something you wanted to have done immediately?
Yeah, I wanted to. Is there anyone in the crowd who looks slightly more with it, like slightly more psychology?
Luck. This is just if there's any. They clobbered these people pretty good. There's a couple that with first aid might be able to bring them together. They can all run. You're pretty sure if you get them untied, they can run. But they're probably not going to fight.
No, I wasn't looking for people fighting. I was essentially looking for someone who seemed to have wits enough about them that if I went do a thing, they might actually, like, they wouldn't necessarily freak out and that.
It'll be a roll. You can try and we'll say Holly Rydell, because she's someone we've met before, is kind of with it. She's looking up at the stars above. Well, the absence of them, the thing emerging through her mind is definitely a little goddamn tenuous, but she's trying her best to keep it together, and she might be the one that notices when you try and whisper to get attention around the side. You possibly knew Holly when she first came to town when she was a kid. You haven't met her since she came back as a teacher, so you still see her as a young girl that lived in town and went away to the big city.
Fair enough. I will kind of go, Mr. Rydell, Holly.
She looks over, and you can see terror in her eyes. She flinches around as she looks at the guards, and then kind of realizes that there aren't as many here as there were just a moment ago. She scoots a little bit in the mud, and she peers towards, and she goes, "Mr. Baker?"
Call me Abe. I'll pull out my, because I'll have like a carving knife or something like that. We established I cook. Yank that out, like just reach over and rip it through the cord on her hands.
Yeah, you can do that. So you get you're going to be doing that as you go. I'm going to make you roll for it once we get there. But she gets close, and you'll begin to work on that. If that's going to be the full intent, there will be a roll to see if you can
The intent is doing that, and then if you want the follow-up, it's going to be handing her the knife, going, get every single person broken out of here, and I want you to ram the gates and run. Can you do that for me?
If that's the case, you could possibly just slide her the knife, and she'll begin to cut through her own
kind
vines,
of wanted
and
to
then
help
you can
her
step
with
away without the
her.
roll.
That's fine, yeah. I was going to say...
So you can stay and do it yourself, that's a roll. Otherwise, you can just slide the knife into it, tell her what to do, and step away, no roll, and you can head off somewhere else.
Great. Yeah, I will do that. I'll say get everyone and get out. Doing my best to seem reassuring in the cranky way that I exist in the world. Okay. And then I'm going to... Am I near the stage?
Not really. No, you're kind of... Okay. You could get there, but it will be like a round of running. That will be the full thing you're doing to rush towards the stage. Get there. Currently, as this is happening, this is the moment that she's stepping off the stage and walking towards Tommy. Will shortly be stabbed, and then you would need to rush towards her.
Great. My intention is to get to the stage.
Okay.
At some point.
Staying hidden?
To the best of my ability, but mainly staying ungrabbed.
Okay. All right. So circling around, avoiding those three, and then moving around. You can go into a burst if you need to. Okay. Rock and roll. So, as we go back to the top, technically, Chaz, you should make a Constitution roll at the beginning of the first one, but dramatically, I don't want you to yet. I think we'll leave you in your current state for a moment at least. Give the tendril just for a moment. It's only been recent, and the armor still begins to clog the things as it begins to fade away. You now begin to feel yourself on the edge of the mortal coil. First to act is the soldier who's still got the gun loaded, and he points it down towards Chaz before Katie, you step in the way. And he looks up at you. He, too, is mad, but he can possibly see a mirror in your own eyes. And he says, I can see you love him. So step aside and I'll make this quick. Or come with me, and I'll take you both to somewhere where you can live forever.
We're all dying here tonight, and I'll attack him.
Fuck yeah! All right, he is going to shoot. Do you want to go? But I will say you're close enough that you can oppose this with your own brawl if you want to try and lunge him and get the knife under him first.
Yeah, I would love to attempt to do that.
He's going to attack. He's in point blank. I'm going to say give you the melee.
Shooting me, correct?
Oh, yeah, he's shooting you.
He's shooting, yeah.
He's shooting you. He's going to make a straight roll, and you can oppose it with brawl as you close the distance and trying to stab the shit out of him.
Here's a question, David. Could I just take the hit, but also get him?
Yeah.
For narrative purposes.
I'll tell you what, you can, I'll give him a bonus dice if you take a bonus dice. If you want to swing the odds, basically just recklessly charge towards him.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
All right, rock and roll. When you're ready, I'll let you go first. Although I think you're fresh out of
everything, coming in, and I'll fail.
Oh no.
Even for bonus dice. Oh. But so
doesn't get it either. He fires the trigger, but you close the distance and you get like a shoulder up under it. It points it up and it rockets into the sky to scatter amongst the clouds. And you close the distance. It is now your turn.
I will strike at him.
Technically the other side, but we'll roll solve this one. Yep, go.
Oh, cool. I strike at him. I will make a fighting brawl attack.
Go for it. He will oppose with his own brawl. I'm happy for you to do the bonus dice. You just need to call it. Ooh.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I mean, if I could.
That's fine. We'll keep it rolling forward. Yeah.
Great.
A success.
That's a success.
And that is not. Go ahead and roll your damage. That's one success.
Coming up.
This man is on full health.
Hopefully, I'll do a bit of damage to him. 5.
Not terrible. It's unfortunately not enough for a major wound. It's not.
Damn.
You get forward and you like club him on the head. He Daze begins to stumble back and looks around, but he's going to continue to maintain his assault. Chaz, on the ground, you can begin to see your horizon shrinking. You can see up to the stars above. Is there anything you try and gurgle? Is there anything you try and do? I'll let you continue to act. Probably apply penalty dice if you try and to actions you conduct if it beyond just speaking, but you are still
I jump to my feet and pull out the shotgun and fire three shots in one turn, Dave, and then I run through the crowd and I surf on top of them and I do like a big jump straight up to the cloud and I'm like, hey, piece of this. So if you could make that
at least you try to, but your body's not cooperating.
That's what I do in my mind.
You can like, feebly grab the gun and twist it around lying on the ground and point it into the brawl. There's a risk of hitting Katie. Basically, it's a penalty dice.
No, but not, eh?
Oh, go on. I won't hold it against you.
If I'm pretty much dead, I don't trust me to not shoot Katie, so I'll just shoot vaguely into the crowd so I can hit someone.
I'll tell you what, as you like hold it and roll over, there's those people that were rushing towards you, the extras coming to reinforce, and you let out a shot enough to send them scattering back behind cover for a moment, locking Katie into her brawl. We'll come to you for a constitution roll in a moment, but we'll go across to Abraham and little Tommy Baker first. Abe, I believe you're first, so you're going to close the distance?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
I am trying to get up on that stage.
Okay. Can you go ahead and give me a stealth roll, please, to just maintain that sneaky assault?
Nope.
Okay. You're getting towards it, but as you get towards the stage, you are going to be spotted, so you're not coming out of this unseen. And Tommy, what is your initiative?
You're muted, I think, Alex.
That button always gets stuck. I am 50.
Okay, all right. They are going to act next. As two of these monstrous things, these people turned into behemoth, step down and pursue. One is going to head towards you, and one is going to head across towards Abe. They're both going to act now. They both get 2 attacks, which they will do so. Who would like to go first?
I'm running.
Okay, so you're just going to try and bolt. Do you want to go ahead and make dodge rolls then? Let's try and get the fuck out.
I'm not a dodgy, but I'm running.
Okay, so you're going to go dodge first.
No.
Oof, okay, that's going to hit. I'm going to roll my attack, so just hold a second. Please hold.
Please hold.
Is it dodge per each or dodge
That's
per
right.
one?
It's going to dodge. It's going to dodge for each one. So you're going to, if you want to go ahead and roll another dodge, the first one. So as it lands down on the ground, it rakes out towards you with one of its arms, goes over your head as you're able to tumble out of the way. And then the second one, that like dorsal fin of tendrils, a number of them are going to wrap forward, attempt to surround your face, and then wrench you towards it as it tries to grab you. Actually, it'll just do the attack first though for mechanics. It's going to go. Fuck. And again, you're out, and on your turn, you can disengage and begin to dart back and away. Abe, for yourself, do you want to try and riposte, or do you want to try and bloody fight back?
Have I seen Abe?
Dodge. Yes, you have. Abe is standing next to the...
Unless Abe runs, I'm not going to leave Abe, basically.
Oh yeah, Abe is none of your shit. He's just booking it towards the stage. Yeah, his aim is to get to the stage and avoid everything, so I will dodge.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Nice, I won't roll. Go for your second one. Okay,
Boo.
for this one, we can have a little smack.
Ha!
All right, again, showing, stunning dexterity. You're able to slide out of the way of the 2 attacks and dart around it. As we go to Abe, that was your turn closing the distance. Tommy, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
If Abe hasn't been able to start running yet, I would like to assist Abe in getting out of dodge.
Abe's running towards you.
Oh, okay. I'm
You are now both basically in the same spot. You're both near the stage,
Okay.
just on the ground with these 2 things coming towards you. Technically in isolated fights, but close enough that you could impact one another.
Okay. If I see that he is running also, I will book it. Plan B is still in effect. I'm going for the sheriff's house.
Okay.
Cannon is still there.
Yeah. Yeah, you would only know I'm running in your direction. You wouldn't know anything else, so sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you're gonna bolt. Okay, all right. Tommy disengages from the thing and begins to flee, charging off and towards this, and this thing comes whipping after you,
No doubt.
sending tendrils around it. The children are still continuing to dance around in a circle, and just now one of them, kind of beginning to realize what's happening and everything, they're almost in like a fugue state, begins to look up, sees everything, and stops for a moment to look over towards the guards, just as one of them, watching you, gets grabbed by a mob of people, dragged down into the pit, and the other 2 wheel around pointing shotguns into the pit. So that's going to probably go great, but we'll see how well it goes. So that's
should
kind
have a
of
shotgun
distraction.
Yeah.
You charge off, and we go to the bottom where Chaz, can you please make a constitution roll?
Do I
Here
have
we
to?
go.
Yeah.
You can't make me.
No, I can't.
Oh. Dave, what would the penalty be for a push?
What would the penalty be for a push?
Surely not.
I don't think you can do that, can you?
I know you can't.
No.
I know you can't.
Surely not.
You cannot.
The horizon shrinks, and all you can see are the tendrils breaking through. But you're able to twist your head just far enough that instead, all you can see is Katie standing and protecting you. And then it begins to go dark. Back at the top, Abe, it's your turn.
I would like to get up on stage, and I would like to start delivering a sermon of the old ways to everyone gathered beneath us. I am also addressing Mother, who I know, because she's still the patron of the old ways. And I am saying unto her that essentially we have done this the same way since the day that this Cobb's Corners were settled. You know, we have given unto you each time you asked, and we have kept this community thriving so that you will always have lives and blood and earth to your name, and that is yours. And doing this raises the earth. It sets fire to your crops. It makes no sense to harvest all at once if it means that there is nothing left for you to continue to have. You can have this forever, or you can have this for a moment, but you can't choose both. That's not how crops work. And I'm trying to sort of get everyone back into the fold of the old ways. None of this newfangled stuff. It's brought us nothing but pain, nothing but misery, nothing but divide. I love this town. I love my grandson. The cutter was nothing but bad news. This place deserves to be whole, so that it can be the place that feeds the mother, that keeps our land fertile, and keeps us safe. That is my sermon.
Hell yes.
Just essentially.
You deliver this.
Yeah.
No, sorry, go ahead.
I'm done.
You deliver this as you see Tommy fleeing, like heading bound north, running as fast as he can with one of those fucking things, charging behind him. There's another ripple of lightning through the sky above, and this ritual was well underway, and there's going to be consequences one way or the other. You can't just put something back in the bottle.
No.
But you might be able to stop it where it got to. You might be able to control a little bit of the chaos. And you could do it possibly if the others agree to help you. If you can get the people of Cobb's Corners to stand together, work together, and oppose just a little bit of the rising tide. Can you go ahead and make a persuasion roll with a bonus dice, very much scaled? And honestly, normal is probably just stalling.
Oh my god, I don't know how you pull those out. That is incredible. Very much scaled, you say. Do you have 3 points of luck for a crit?
I do. If you want it to be a 1, I know it makes no difference in terms of rolling, but would you like 3 points of luck to make that a 1? All right, I will give you 3 points of luck to make that a crit.
Here's a crazy idea. Abraham persuades Chaz to live.
I will actually say that as part of this, Abraham is intending to use himself as a catalyst. He's got magic points. He's got his grounding stone, and the whole point is to ground this place back into its old ways. If he goes full on Merlin and turns into a fucking tree in the middle of this goddamn town to like root it to the earth and keep it there, he will. Dave is so pissed.
I'm not
I'm
pissed.
sorry. No?
No, God no. I'm thinking.
We broke it.
Okay, yeah. I was like, that's a lot of silence for what's about to happen.
The dice do. What's the
Man
point?
needs his
Dave?
thinking
That's
time.
I'm sorry, we broke it.
All right. You
Buffering.
deliver this incredible sermon to the people of Cobb's Corners, and you can begin to feel the change. There's just a little bit of it sinks through. Now, there are those that are unable to listen. There are those that are beyond it. They include the creature stalking just beneath you, which sends out 2 lashing tendrils to wrap around your legs and drag you to the ground. And they exclude the creature which is pursuing Tommy Baker. It also excludes the monstrous entity, Shub-Nagrath, which is trying to break through the barrier above you and claim her due harvest. But it gets through to some of the others. The children that are dancing around the stage were just kids at one point. They've been indoctrinated, they've been twisted, and they've been given foul direction. But maybe there's still some part of it that will listen to a figure of authority, especially when it speaks to them as equals and as people worthy of respect and due decision, that they can see a little bit of the light that you're promising. And as the creature lets 2 lashing tendrils out at you, it suddenly rears, as behind it, slicing into the human host's Achilles tendon, is a small child with a pair of dull scissors stolen from the school, who then rears back and 3 more of them pile on to try and bring it to the ground. They can't hold it forever, but they might be able to hold it long enough for you to attempt to adjust this ritual. All right. Up next is the gunfight. Katie and the man. He's gonna try and shoot you.
Am I running towards the gunfight?
You're gonna go past it. You're
is
gonna
it
come
on
kind
me?
of.
Yeah,
You're gonna
okay.
come kind of via if you want to say that 100%. And you bring the monster too. So hey, winner. All right, Katie. He's gonna try and lunge at you.
That's another riposte. Katie needs to get rid of this guy so that she can attend to Chaz.
Tries to shoot you. Do you wanna riposte? And do you wanna apply that bonus nonsense?
Let's do it. Bonus
Go for it.
nonsense and a riposte.
Go for it.
Hard success. And then, yeah, fine.
Okay, roll for him. That's not great. Rolling his bonus.
Ooh, bonus comes in strong, though.
And that
Though with
is
a
one
19,
off.
though.
That is one off a hard success, which means you still win by 1 point.
There we go.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Very lucky. And we're coming in with 11 damage.
Katie, you champion.
Okay.
Crunch. And I'd already dealt 5 damage to him,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
He lunges towards you, tries to fire the shotgun. Again, trying to get to Chaz. He knows your weakness and he wants to exploit it. But you're standing there, playing defense. Intercept the blast, shrugging it off into the distance and getting that club up under his jaw to break it in 2 pieces and send him collapsing to the dirt below. He falls, still and dead. And it is your turn.
I'm going to spin about and I'm going to rush over and collapse on top of Chaz and start patting at his chest, seeing if he's okay, and quickly and immediately and finally I will realize that he very much isn't. I'll deflate for a second, leaning over him, trembling just a little bit, repressing everything, and then lean down once to kiss his lifeless lips before standing up, covered in mud, and dragging myself back towards the center of the town to finish this.
Fuck yes. Okay. As you leave, Chaz's body behind you. I don't know where Katie's head is. No one does but Katie. And the person that understood her possibly best is no longer with us. So I'll have to suggest it to Jim. as an option. There is a lot of potential in the air here now. You've seen what Seb can do with a few strange words and some of the secrets that you all possess, and there is a mechanic in this book for a spontaneous use of the Cthulhu Mythos skill.
There you go. You know what? Katie and Chaz were aligned in one thing, and they were aligned the whole way. That what was happening here was unnatural, and that together they needed to stop it. So Jackson, you let me know if you feel otherwise, but I think that this is the final death. It's the kind of death that sticks, and that's good and it's right. No magic from me.
Yeah. You also know, Katie, that this wouldn't be really. Once, the temptation might fly past, but this wouldn't be Chaz. This would be something else inhabiting him and bringing him back for a little longer. You're sure this is what he'd want?
Yeah, this is obviously
I
what he
can
wants.
see if Jackson was here with us, and sadly he's not, he'd surely say, don't do it. He wouldn't say, hey, I did this for your character in Mansions of Madness. He'd say, it's final, it's done. In all seriousness, though, Chaz is dead, and Katie's going to finish this off.
Fuck yeah. All right. Do you pick anything up from his person? Do you grab, like, his gun or anything, or...
I stole a kiss, that's enough.
That's enough.
Maybe I'll go back later. For now,
good.
continuing ahead.
Rock and roll. All right, you head away from the body of Chaz and the bodies of the people that you have put in the fucking ground. And as you come towards the main street, you will just be able to spot little Tommy Baker running his little feet off as a monster fucking rips after him through the hills. Art, did you want to clarify something?
I just wanted to know whether Tommy would have been able to hear the sermon or not, because I am talking to everyone in the town.
Yeah, he, I'll say you got the gist, Tommy. A lot of it was also pounding. You got it. You heard it. With the context of running your little feet off as this fucking thing comes ripping after you. It is your turn. How fast are you? What's your move
No, it's
rate?
Abe, right? If are we back to Abe?
No. You're at the bottom. We haven't gotten to you yet. Actually,
shit. Okay,
we went to the top.
Okay.
What's your move
if I
speed?
heard it and realized that Seb is not Seb, so that Abe is not there.
Abe's doing magic shit, and you know about
That's
that.
gonna try his damn best.
Abe's not with me. I'm not running without Abe. Abe is my grams, and I guess hearing the. Do I have a sense of what it would take to set this ritual back to the old ways, back to rites, back to like stopping it here? As somebody who was in the cult,
Tommy, you know exactly what it would take to save everyone else that's here, to save your grandfather, and to give this a chance to go back to the way things were, whatever.
When hearing Abe talking, like skid to a stop and look past the thing that's chasing me at my grandpa, who is doing, and I can see the power emanating from him, and I can see the changing tide with the kids and the scissors. Ow. Bugger. I really wanted to live, and little Tommy Baker's gonna sacrifice himself for the greater good.
Little Tommy Baker was born to the children of Abraham
shit.
Baker, and he was seen as an ill omen. There were portents when you were born, and they followed you all your life. Every step of the way, there was always the promise of you doing something amazing or something terrible. When you fell into the clutches of the cult, they told you that what you were going to do was amazing. You would be sacrificed, your potential would be awoken, and you would invite Mother home. It was Abraham that brought you out of that. weeks, months, years of therapy and slowly weaning you back from the edge gave you that sense of right and wrong that you inherited from him and the virtues of the old ways of Cubs Corners. But you've always held on to some symbols of what you were, and amongst them is the knife that you were shown one day by Deputy John Cutter and told that this will be the blade that fulfills your destiny as we kill you and we bring Mother home. And as you skid to a stop and you feel the weight of the knife in your hand, and that monstrous thing that cannot be a part of anything good in the world stops over you, and its tendrils begin to fan out and almost surround you from all sides, what do you do?
So if I'm sacrificed as part of the ritual, Mother comes into the world, bad juju. But if I just die,
or if you sacrifice yourself towards Abraham's ritual, you will give it a massive swelling of power because you are basically potential divine.
Yes, that is the intention, is to give myself to Abraham's ritual and nip this one right in the bud.
Okay.
Are there any fucking animals around? Bats, owls, anything?
Yeah, there's cats watching you from the edges.
Cats.
There's possibly a dog that sought shelter. There might be something larger if that's what you need.
Can I see Katie and Chaz?
You can see Katie just now coming out from around the corner. She sort of stumbles and puts an arm up against the wall, and it takes her a moment to get moving again. There's no sign of Chaz.
I'm gonna kind of sigh, and make eye contact with fucking Cat, and like give her whatever comfort you can, I guess. And I'm gonna try and cast the spell again.
Okay.
And basically, if I can get like a cat to guide Katie out of here.
I love it.
Get her out of here if you can.
This is part of your potential, and if you're going ahead with what I think you're going ahead, this will be wrapped up in it. You won't need to roll. This will be carried forward. This will happen.
Okay. Yep. And it's what I'm doing. I'm gonna look up at my Gramps. I'm gonna look at this thing in front of me and just, I guess this is what they call fate, huh? And I'm gonna sacrifice myself to Abe's ritual.
What does it look like?
Do I have to go over to Abe to do it, or can I just?
I'm pretty sure you're good
Taking the knife that he's taken as his own, and finds that well of power deep within himself, and just puts the blade straight through his own heart. Looks up into not the face, I guess, into the tentacles of this thing. As he does, and just go, "Fuck you, buddy," and just straight into the heart.
You plunge the knife into your own chest, feeling it slip between the rib cage and break your heart. Every moment is painful and searing agony as it goes through, but you understand your purpose. You knew that this was the road that you were always bound on, and this is kind of always how it was going to happen. As you die, you'll spot Abe through the other side as he tries to act before the kids lose control of this other monstrosity. The one that's pursuing you departs and leaves, heading back towards that as well, possibly round towards Katie. And the cat, which was standing in the window watching you, hops down onto the ground and pads across towards Katie Wilkes, winds between your legs, and then begins to walk, trying to show you the safe path out of Cobb's Corners through one of the ways that only the cats know.
Excellent. If this is a guiding that I can sense is not malevolent, I will absolutely follow it.
It's up to you.
I would probably try and make distant eye contact if I can while I'm dying. But,
if I spot this happen and I can see the shape of this. Also, what am I going to do in there? I'm going to stagger down and watch. Something's happening. I'm sure I can see it. The crackling in the air, the shifting. Probably hear the chaotic screaming of Shubnagrath as they get forced back. I think that given that, it's probably time to make like a cat and leave.
Okay. You turn and you follow the cat out. You can grab Chaz's body if you wish, or a token from him, and begin to move him through. Things are converging on the center of town. And as little Tommy Baker's life fades and the essence begins to move towards Abraham. From the top of the podium, you feel a swell of power, and with it comes immense sorrow, because you know the only source of this was your grandchild, your only surviving relative, and possibly one of the few right things you've recently done. What do you want to do?
I would like to ground this town back to its roots. And I would like to use every part of my family and myself to do it. I put my little speckled egg down on the ground, and I sort of, because the stage is made of wood, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll push it on the wood. Flavor. The wood grows, and it grows roots, and it pushes its way down into the ground, and it'll form up, cracking and twisting, ideally encompassing me as I give of myself and my family tree to ground this place.
Okay. You're able to harness some mote of the magical energy here, and although you have some rough training with magic, you have some natural talent for it. This is a massive and tumultuous task, and only the sacrifice of Tommy and the assistance of the others is going to give you even a chance at stalling this tide and returning things to how they were. Art is going to be a power roll. Mm-hmm. You're going to need an extreme success, and you will have 1 bonus dice.
Very good.
Oof. Anyone can do it.
Do I get any additionals to my power, or is it just mine?
Just yours.
Okay.
Oh my god, first roll again. I don't know how it happened.
Also, please note, that is exactly what I need for an extreme. It is bang on. I have 50 power, and I needed a 10.
Precision.
Shoot the moon. Come on, that's awesome. That is
Sometimes
so
the
cool.
dice decide, baby. That's why we play the game.
I mean, I can. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't be able to roll better with a bonus, but I can. I still have 25 points of luck.
You got it.
No.
You got it. Okay.
I'm expending every part of who I am as a person, and magic points, hit points, everything. I am one with this tree.
You're harvesting your family tree.
Mm-hmm.
It's time.
I'd like
to harvest.
If
I got it.
All right then.
Just show the discount code.
Is this tree analogy good?
Yeah,
Do we work
true
with this? In
analogy
that
rules.
case, I would love for the extension of this to be the roots dig deep and dig far, and essentially the root system for this tree goes the entire space of Cobb's Corners and will grow with it. If possible, I would like to, if Abe is sort of in control of the tree, because Abe is the tree, kind of, have a root come up, gently curl around Tommy and pull him down to be part of the system, cradled within. The stones, the 2 stones, will come and sort of end up in sort of knots and sort of look like eyes, I suppose, that watch over the town. They're sort of, I don't know if that's creepy or whatever, but
Oh, it's creepy, and that was the next step I was going to get to. This is, at the end of the day, this is still magic fueled by mass ritual sacrifice.
The tree also only ever has blood red leaves that bloom in the winter. It is sparse, it looks dead, and then in winter it gets these tiny little blood red flowery leaves that pop up, almost like cherry blossoms. Otherwise it is bone white and kind of twisted and massive and just terrifying.
So we'll come back to Cobb's Corners and see what shape it's taken. But for the moment, Katie, as you're following this winding cat out of the town and away towards the car, as you get towards the edge, you hear sort of howling and it's the wind getting closer as the eye of the storm closes and the deluge of rain held in the clouds above breaks. It rains down in sheets across the woods, across the mountains, and across the town, wiping out the fire and then beginning to flood the very streets. Everyone is swept towards the center, and if you look back, all you can see is a black cloud swarming above the most central mass.
I'll center myself where Chaz and I stood before, overlooking the town, before we went in, and watch from there and admire everything.
You see the rain begin to just flood across it, and the rivers behind you will swell up and just mow down into the center. You will see most of the buildings broken and collapsed, and then as it continues, there'll be the occasional roll of thunder and strike of lightning as yet more are sent back down to the moat below, and Cobb's Corners goes back to before these people came and settled here, back to before they began to make promises with old gods and old things that lived in the hill, and back to something more simple and something more pure. How long does Katie stay as you basically watch time reverse?
I will stand on the ledge, and I will watch until everything that I recognize, every note that I took, everything that I had from the history of Cobb's Corners is gone, has been reverted, has been changed back. And finally, every part that I had in this has been put to rest. And then I'll turn back and never come back to this town.
You watch from inside the car as your notes are rendered obsolete and as the past reclaims the city. And then eventually, when nothing more remains, except in the heart of the storm, a still growing tree, you turn and you'll leave. Heading out, away, the sole survivor.
Technically not the sole survivor.
Yeah, the cat got me out. I can bring it.
You have a cat now.
Yeah. 100%. I think the cat, given the nature of everything, might have a little personality as well, beyond that of its own, but that can be decided later. Okay. With the storm washing through Cobb's Corners, with Abraham Baker turned to tree and little Tommy Baker pulled inside to fuel the whole process, with Chaz Dedrick giving of himself to save Katie and to save the mission, and with Katie Wilkes, hero and sole survivor of not one but two really expeditions into Cobb's Corners and surrounding region, that is where we will leave our campaign, A Time to
I
Harvest.
hate to be an ass. But,
Sole survivor who didn't
also
run
Seb.
away.
Yeah, because the thing is, right, I am
Looks.
wearing literally 2 costumes today for
Ah,
a reason.
epilogue.
Because, of course,
Epilogue.
Of course you
there
are.
has to be an epilogue for Sebastian, because he's still there.
Oh, that's right.
He's,
Seb the
he's
Bastard.
still
That was-
there. And,
That was fucking smooth.
Thank you.
That was smooth.
This is why I
This
like
is
it.
toasty. This is toasty.
why I like
One.
it.
It is fortunate it's fucking freezing.
I'd
Goblin, so-
throw a jumper on, but that's probably going to take a little bit too long.
Yeah.
So, if you will, if I may, as Sebastian, round a couple of
demand
things
it.
out on the Arkham side.
I don't think we could stop you.
Dream of it.
Well, you can tell me that you're done with this shit now, and you've had Jack of me, but
Could tell you that.
my mother is a doctor. Sebastian returns to Arkham. May reach out to returns to Arkham, and with the money that he receives from Federated Oil and Chemical, which he will absolutely request more given certain people didn't come back, he'd like to do a couple of things, if that's all right with you, Dave. Firstly, he would like to sponsor a new athletics medal at the university, the Charles Dedrick Award for Tenacity, Resilience, and Dedication to Teamwork. He also ensures that
First awarded posthumously to
posthumously to Chaz Dedrick, of course. He also ensures that the money that Chaz would have received from Federated Oil and Chemical is directed to the family business so that it can grow and maintain even without Chaz's presence. For Joe, he would like to make an anonymous donation to the up-and-coming roller derby team so that they can finish their track with the best possible materials. And the only stipulation, along with the anonymous donation, is that they consider the following as their team name. The JoJos, for both Joe and John Jeffries.
Go JoJo's!
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
For Katie, I'm not sure if you return to Miskatonic University or not, but you will find that there has been a donation made as part of the rebuilding of the Orn Library, which will now include a Catherine Wilkes wing of the library, which
Excellent.
becomes known probably as the Wilkes wing. If you died, you would have got the whole library, but you're alive, so sorry.
Yeah, just fair enough.
Seb also takes your grimoire and over the course of a little while has it typeset and bound. And if he and Katie make contact again, which is entirely up to her, he will present her with a copy of The Fungi of Yugoth by Kay Wilkes, compiled by McCarthy. And the dedication in it reads, "In loving memory of the finest people I have ever known, may their souls light the heavens for eternity." And that is presented to you either in parcel form or given to you directly. We see the dedication inside another copy, which sits on Seb's desk in his parents' place, which he has now taken over as his main area of study. If Katie ever visits, she would visit the house. Actually, I'll ask you, Jim. Do you think Katie makes visits to Seb?
Sure, definitely. At some point, yeah.
Yeah, so perhaps on the day that the book is presented, there's a cabinet, a very well-reinforced glass cabinet that contains a couple of very rare tomes, some strange jewelry and or pocket watches, and a strange metal rod that kind of just sort of rests in a little, what looks like a pen box, but it's definitely not a pen. I think if we leave Seb, he will sort of be speaking to Miss Wilkes and say, well, it's a fine day. Were you up for a walk, Miss Wilkes? Katie.
Sounds wonderful.
He will grab his silver-trimmed coat and his very newly remade cane. He will whistle for Napoleon, who he has been looking after while the library has been done, and he will offer his arm to Katie, and if I may leave a scene, they step out from the darkened hallway and into the sun. And that's the last you see of them as they walk off down the path. I hope I didn't overstep any bounds.
Sounds good to me. I think that's very cool.
Is there anything else that anyone else wants to expand upon, leave us with? Katie survived, but all of you left stories behind you, people that you impacted, and I give you free reign to fuck with whatever you please.
I like the mystery of what happened to Joe. There's nothing I want to add to that. I'd say I don't. Nah. If that has anything that happens in future, solid.
Hell yes.
But nah.
Okay. Chaz?
I think if anyone happened to came across the town square of Cobb's Corners, they might have noticed a long bloody trail from the spot that Chaz fell, leading to the Civil War era cannon. And you might see a hand outstretched toward the base of it. But that's all I could do.
Hell yes. The cannon will be one of the few things that survived the deluge that came through. Marked with a bloody handprint. Awesome. Katie?
I don't think I know what happens to Katie long term. I don't think Katie knows what's going to happen to her long term. She probably goes back and will reconnect with Violet, with Seb, but the future to her is uncertain. I leave it up to everyone else to imagine.
Awesome. All right. Fantastic. Tremendous. Incredible. No notes. That is where we will leave our playthrough. Of A Time to Harvest.
Holy shit.
It was went out with a bang, I'll say that much.
Hell yeah.
Well done, everyone. We originally intended to do a small epilogue afterwards and a sort of a questiony thing. We ran longer than I anticipated, so I think we might hold that for another time, if that tracks with everyone.
I mean, we got the Discord now, so come in the Discord, ask us anything, anytime. We don't have to get together like this. We are now on demand and available for all your parasocial needs.
That is absolutely true. And James will link the Discord. Oh, he's already done it. He beat me there. James will link the Discord. Yeah, so come and hang out with us there, and we'll talk about characters and things. There is also, remember, there is the PDF discount thing, which Jackson is so kindly showing now, which is Stream Harvest 20. That's 20, and he will be consuming shortly on camera for us all to preserve the secrecy.
I put a lot of Sharpie under this thing. I don't think it's safe to eat.
It's fine, man. It
seems like a you problem.
Yeah, I don't know. Beyond that, I think we should also talk about what we're doing next, at least in vague and poisoned terms. That doesn't mean anything. So we are going to be launching into a new campaign. We're preparing it slightly. I was hoping to, get into characters and things a bit, but I think those might have to wait for another time when you can see them when they present themselves. But the current shape is going to be as follows. First, we are going to begin a playthrough of the Cults of Cthulhu book, which is a collection of like 3 scenarios spread throughout time with the limbs reaching from one into the other, but kind of disparate. And we're going to use those to pace out our other longer running campaign. James is going to be running Cults of Cthulhu, and that's going to be starting next week, giving me some time to prepare the next campaign, which we are jumping into. What we're going to be playing, I should have gotten the book out so I could show it next, but I didn't, so
no one guessed it.
Is going to be Two-Headed Serpent, the pulp campaign, as we are going to dial everything pulpy up to 1,000 million. If you thought we had campy bullshit in this campaign, you ain't seen shit. We begin with globe-trotting. They've all got ridiculous, incredible characters. And of course, there'll be all of the classic horror and intrigue padded out with explosive action. Everything you could possibly crave. We'll also probably have a couple of one-shots in between things. And yeah. Jimbo?
Yes, before we break out from everything, because you won't do it yourself, because of course it would be uncouth to do so. Say very quickly, congratulations to you, Dave, for running the whole thing. Been an absolute blast.
Yes.
Champion story weaving.
You rolled with our bullshit
and
so well.
It's the best part of the game. No, you guys are a fantastic cast, and we had lovely viewers to help us every step of the way.
Yes.
Shout out to
the audience.
Thank you, chat. For getting involved
shout out to the ship crew. I see you. I see you.
Shout out to the crew.
Biting my tongue. Sorry, was there something else you wanted to be? How did we get you? No? Golden? Oh, well, no, thank you all so much for playing. Thank you everyone so much for running. This was one of our larger efforts, and it was a very, very fun, very good time. Lots of good nonsense. I look forward to what we're going to tell next. I can't wait for everyone to see it, and we will see you all next week as we jump into Cult of Cthulhu.
Bye for now, but not forever.
That's it. See you all soon. Bye.